welcome back to the Vortex Racing Network, our first doubleheader of Mondays. Monday Night Mayhem here live from Chicagoland Speedway. The Moonlight Racing League regular season about to wrap up. This is race number 12 of the 13-race regular season. But, Zach, how about that doubleheader? DDI Racing League starting their ARCA season. It was just an exhibition, but, man, what a show. 3 and 4 wide all the laps of that race.
Unbelievable racing. It was so cool to debut a new series, a new broadcaster over with the Hilltop Bullets, and it was just unbelievable. Some of the best driving I have ever seen. First time I've ever personally got to hop out the race car and go straight into the booth with you, me and Gene. I'm still a little bit sweaty. I apologize if I smell with like champagne and sweat. But that was a very fun race, and I am just so excited to be here for the first ever VRN doubleheader. I cannot believe how far this network has come. This is a surreal moment.
Yeah, really awesome opportunity here. A couple of rookie leagues starting out for lower I rating drivers. The Monday that started at 6:30 practice here today for the DDI Racing League. Also, the Bonfire Race League having a Saturday morning 8 o'clock practice Central Time kickoff. 2 rookie leagues. Contact us right here on our YouTube channel for VRN so that you can get even more info and take part in these races, developmental leagues that are going to help you get up to that Monday Night Mayhem level, to that Bonfire Sunday Premier Cup level, and right into the trucks that we see on Tuesday and Thursday night, ARCA as well on Friday night. So many opportunities. Reach out right here. How do you do it, though? First way, you got to subscribe. You got to like to get these algorithms up. But let's go back to tonight. The playoffs underway here
not quite.
at Chicago.
Wait, are they?
Chicago. I'm sorry. The playoffs almost underway.
2 more.
2 races. Yes, 2 races to go here today. Next week at Las Vegas to figure out who the lucky 12 are going to be. The Dirty Dozen, one might even call it. Last week, the boys were at Indianapolis, and Calamity owned the day. Tony Iverson leading so many laps. Then he decides he's going to get into a fist fight with Colin Bollinger on the track. The two of them back and forth until finally Colin makes contact with Tony, who had already made contact with him. It wasn't unprovoked. Tony takes the standing 8 count, goes into the wall. Tony ends up finishing way down at Indy after leading the most laps. Colin finishes 7th. Both guys injuring themselves, but I'd say Tony got the worst of it considering that lead Colin has.
Yeah, that was a moment that Tony could really seem like he couldn't afford. That race was very much dominated by the 13 of Iverson. He got behind it on strategy towards the end. We saw the benefit of running that Sunday MRL league, especially when they go to the same racetrack and the same race car. Boy, that you cannot put a value on that, and that is really what helped out the guys who ended up winning that race. But brutal day for the 13.
Yeah, not what he needed in his quest for a regular season championship. But you know what? It's fine. He's got wins, and that means he's going to be in the playoff picture. Let's take a look at tonight. It appears that the qualifying is done, and up on the pole gonna be Justin Parham. How about them? You like apples, Zach? How about them apples? The number 18 gonna be starting in first. On the front row with him is Colin Bollinger. Colin is last season's defending champion, and right now he is the points leader with a nice gap over second place. Joe Volpis going to be starting in third, that number 11 Ford. And here comes the fast mover. Grant Applegate needs to make every race to qualify to be eligible, and still on the outside looking in of that elusive 12th
needs to bounce back.
A win here today by Applegate, though, changes everything. Eric Thornton going to be firing off from the 5th position. High side hustling teammate David Owens, part-time this year, but full-time with a win. He's here to fight it out going to be starting in the 6th position. Kevin Kyle in the middle of a playoff run, going to be starting in the 7th position. And hey, you had enough high side hustlers. I know Tony Iverson hasn't, because he's going to be starting with that high on his car in the 8th position. Eric Gambrell, rookie, going to be starting in 9th. Eric with a great season. Not enough starts, I think. He's qualified, but he really needs points, needs a win to get back in this. And Jonathan K. Severe, good to see him back on the track. That number 73 going to fire off in the 10th position.
A lot of exciting names in this field here today. Jonathan Casabir being one of them, and another one there in 11th. Kenneth Redinger making an appearance.
He's back.
Yeah, he is back. Dalton Geyer will be running off 12th. He needs another good run after that great run last week. Jay Stinson will be starting in 13th, but great to see Jay. Jack Sanders, two years ago, he was the champion. He'll be in 14th. Lucas Alvis, he'll be in 15th. Jose Medina starting 16th. Andrew Bollender, 17th. And Paul Ferdiani will be over in 18th place. And I think we got more. Any. And there are more. Matt Novella will be rolling off 19, and I should have said Bollender on down. None of these guys put down times. Bollender will be 17th, all the way down to 19th is Novella again. 20th, J. Bev the commish. 21st, Hunter Hall. Great to see you, Hunter Hall. 22nd, Steve Louie and Brandon Guerin, 23rd. And we have just enough time. Kevin, go. Do your thing.
And now, race fans, for the most famous words in motorsports, the star of Universal Pictures movie, I now pronounce you Chuck and Larry, Kevin James.
I just got 3 things to say. God bless our troops. God bless America. And gentlemen, start your engine!
We don't go till Kevin James does.
That's right. I tell you what, he might have said, gentlemen, shift your engines to make sure
could have been what he meant.
They were in the right gear. All right, pace car is out of the way. We got an eye on that inside car, Justin Parham. Flag is waved. Away we go. Justin Parham with a great jump. Still at his quarter. On the outside, though, is the 53 of Colin Bollinger. Joe Volpus, Grant Applegate side by side in that second row. Make it the third. But look at Volpus. Look at Applegate peeking up high. Gets cut off by Bollinger. 1, 2, 3 off it. And Bollinger into the back of the Parham. They're still rolling.
We're going to stay green here, Mean Gene. Applegate to the lead, and we are going to stay green. Absolutely. That was very much off the racing surface, and no one even spun. Worst case scenario for Colin Bollinger and Justin Parham.
Parham still rolling, but barely kept control. Gonna go from the pole to magically 11 seconds behind the leader, trying to get it back up to speed. Meanwhile, out front, battling continues. Look at this action behind Kevin Kyle, David Owens, Tony Iverson. There's the rookie Gambrell as well. Now, this is a place where Owens cannot play around. Owens on that high side, but look at Iverson. Iverson hugs the apron as well as anybody. After last week, I would imagine Iverson elbows out, horns on, fangs out.
Yeah, Iverson has no more you-know-what's to give. The bucket is completely empty, and you can't blame him. He is already hard charging up 3 positions up to 5th place. Grant Applegate, opposite story of last week, is it not, Mean Gene? He gets the pole last week. He's controlling early on, and he spins himself out and takes himself out of any chance to win the race. Today, Grant Applegate really just watch that all happen in front of him. We'll take a look actually at what happened. I don't think Applegate had much to do with it, but what a great start it was.
No, Colin got right into the back of Parham, it looked like.
I agree. Let's take a look. This is Colin. They're in second. Parham in first. Parham loose.
Look at that run.
Wow, it's honestly really surprising that it ended up catching Bollinger. Very surprising.
I think Parham just couldn't hold it up top, and those 2 cars closed on him a whole lot faster than they thought. Look at that closing speed.
Yep, and so Parham out of control, you can tell, into the wall.
And right there, he's loose.
And Colin really just has nowhere to go. Nowhere to go.
Nope.
Granted, it could have been far worse for both drivers. They're still rolling on the lead lap. Out of the draft, though, and they're going to need a caution to have any chance at this. But if that beginning of the race... Oh, there it is. Kevin Kyle's around.
And they're bumping up on the track still. Look at this. In the grass is going to be the 08.
Oh, no.
Or Stinson, the 60. I'm sorry. He's still rolling.
There he is. Yeah, but you can tell he just did some lawn work there. We'll take a look at that one. First caution of the day.
I think Iverson might have had a little bit of activity there with Kevin Kyle.
I mean, you can say about like every caution. Just kidding. Just kidding. No. All right, let's take a look at this. This is Jay Stinson, who my data is showing me this wreck begins with, Mean Gene. We'll slow it down.
The 29 doesn't even look like the 53 in any manner or fashion. I'm just saying.
It doesn't. It doesn't. The 99 here, very high up the track. I'm wondering if that 99 is going to have anything to do with this accident. No, they're not. Kyle's already around. I apologize. I know, and I don't see anyone that's even listed as a 9. Is that Redinger? Oh, Mean Gene. Don't look now.
You, man. I told you, the 29, that number doesn't look like the 53. That doesn't look like a Dr. Pepper paint scheme. What's happening?
Ugh. Well, no. Tony had nothing to do with that. Tony had nothing to do with that one. If anything, he just helped him along where he was going anyway.
Well, I also think, though, when somebody can get right under your back left like that, it just takes the air away. Oh, no. Who was this?
That's Case of Beer. That's a massive hit for Case of Beer, and that's Geyer below. Stinson is going to do that. Oh, and the commish. That's the commish. Yeah, you're right. Oh, no.
Oh, no, wait. The commish was higher. Who was that one?
I know. I think you may be right. No, you're right. It wasn't the commish. Was that Hunter Hall? No. Lucas Alves? No. Wasn't Medina?
Was that Louis?
Oh, come on.
Not Louis.
It wasn't. Happy to tell us. Oh, it wasn't Gambrel. We'll find out. Case of Beer. I'm thinking Case of Beer may have gotten the worst of that, Mean Gene.
Oh, it could have been Ferdiani.
Oh, it may have been. Let's take a look at what Ferdiani's car looks like. It was. That's a lot of damage. I didn't go full send yet. It's not the right time.
No. All right. So I'll tell you who's going to benefit from this, though, is going to be Colin Bollinger and Justin Parham. They're going to have the opportunity now to come back in, maybe even take a little stop. A lot of cars, only 7 cars stayed out there. Parham and Bollinger deciding to stay out. So that's going to put them back into the front group.
6 and 7,
Volpus, Thornton, they're staying out. Tony Iverson staying out. Just needs a little buff on that front end. Colin Parham and first guy to come out of the pits. Again, these guys just taking fuel.
Yeah, fuel only for everybody.
Positions 8 through 16. And then after that, you got to wonder, Novella, Kyle, Lewis, those guys with 11-second pit stops, maybe that's right sides?
Yeah, I was thinking the same exact thing, wondering if it's damage or right sides. Looking at both race cars right now, and I'm not seeing any apparent damage. Obviously, it could have been fixed. But yeah, I'm thinking it may be right sides. It's early, Mean Gene, but we're at Chicagoland. We just saw the ARCA race, and we just saw how valuable 8-lap fresh tires can be.
Yep, here we go. We're about to go green. The pace car out of the way. Keeping an eye on the inside lane. Applegate off we go. Great start over Joe Volpus. Volpus and Eric Thornton side by side. Inside lane faster. Thornton going to go into second. Volpus third. Iverson going to fall in behind Volpus. Now he looks down on the apron. Volpus wisely stays in the second lane. Volpus now looking outside of Thornton. Doesn't have enough speed to make the pass. Here comes Iverson. Look at him pressure Volpus up against the wall. Side by side for third and fourth. Going to allow Thornton to start to pull away. But look at the speed of the 13 on the apron, Zach.
Textbook gorgeous pass by Tony Iverson. That is how you win races right there. And Joe Volpus, there was not a single thing that 13 could do about it. And so far, so good for these older tire guys. Bollinger did make a beautiful move on Dalton Geyer to start that when we initially went green. But you would think if the tires were, I'm sorry, they're not older tires yet. These guys are still only on fuel. So we're actually just seeing a mixed up order. My bad there. But yeah, great pass there by Iverson, and a lot like what we saw last week, which is just zero patience. I want to lead laps.
Yeah, getting down in the apron, he does about as good as anybody. Meanwhile, the first car that did stay on the track, Justin Parham, he has dropped a couple of spots to Owens and Redinger. Redinger is running in that 99 here today. So he's not the 22, he's the 99. I'm not going to call him Suarez all night, but there it is.
I'm calling him Suarez all night.
He's in that. Oh, it's a Zaxby's paint scheme, though. That's pretty sweet. I want some fried chicken.
I've never been there. Never even heard of it, to be honest.
What? Oh,
Yeah.
my God. Okay, that's not a Larry McReynolds
No,
kind
it's
of
not.
faux
No,
pas.
it's not.
I'm not, but being in Alabama, you got to know what Zaxby's is. Great racing up front. Look at this now. Volpus trying to hold off the charge of Colin Bollinger.
And look at Dalton
Guy. And how about Dalton Geyer, man? This guy's had a couple of bad runs. He was hot at the very early of the regular season, and now he's trying to make a comeback.
Pass for the lead, Mean Gene.
Oh, he had fuel sparks coming off of him, and now look at all the way down to the grass. Applegate trying to hold off the charge of Eric Thornton.
I agree about everything you're saying about Dalton Geyer, but Eric Thornton just as true, and he's had just as bad luck in recent weeks as Geyer has, but trying to do something about today, and look at that, uses the outside, hits the wall anyway, so does Iverson, but it seems to have kind of checked up Applegate so much that he got passed by everyone anyway. Applegate with just zero momentum off that corner. I'm not sure if that 14 is getting tight or what's wrong, but falling off fast only on lap 14 here, the 14 of Applegate.
0.2 of a second slower that previous lap. That last lap, though, a full half of a second slower. Oh, this part brought to you by Basil Hayden.
I think it's just all the sparks and the debris coming off the track right into us. And here goes Iverson. These are teammates. They're communicating with one another, but that doesn't matter if you're racing against Sonny Iverson.
Are they, though?
Right. Well, they're teammates. I probably should have ended the sentence there. Caution's out. Caution is out.
Oh, no.
I'm having...
60 is sideways.
Oh, no. It does seem that Guerin was involved in this. Oh, and... Okay. Oh.
Who's back there? Was that Guerin? It was Guerin, the 57 target car.
Yep. Here we go. Here is the replay. That is the 115 right behind him of Lucas Alves. Behind that is Matt Novella. In front is Jose Medina in the 54. And I was about to say, I think he's about to get loose. And there it is. That bottom lane is vicious, Mean Gene. And he's about to come back up the track.
We saw that with the ARCA car as well.
Yes,
you just can't play. Oh, no. Oh, right in front of the commish.
And the cameraman.
Kevin Kyle. Ooh, and that hottie in the tank top. Hey, girl.
Oh. She's looking at you.
I know. So
I can't remember. I was interested.
Mean Gene. All right, so unfortunate there, but you know what? This is a great opportunity to talk about our sponsor of today's race, Chantilly Lace Photography.
Yes.
Chantilly Lace, they are one of the premier photography studios on the East Coast, 3 locations. You can find them in Charleston. You can find them in Myrtle Beach. You can find them in Savannah, Georgia. But you know where else you can find them, Zach? In your hometown, because they do travel. This is not just a photography studio. These guys handle all of your family events. If you want to do a bar mitzvah, an engagement, team photos, you want to do a wedding, a honeymoon, any of these things, these people can take care of you. Brandon and Krista Guerin, they have had this business for over 20 years. They have 30 employees, multiple locations. Let's say you're a photographer and you're trying to figure out how to get into this industry and you want some lighting setups, they can help you with that as well. Chantilly Lace Photography, they can handle all of your needs. Thank you so much as the sponsor for season number 5 here of Monday Night Mayhem.
Yeah, as always, the biggest thank yous in the world to Chantilly Lace. So lucky to have them as a sponsor. And yeah, we also saw what we are very thankful for them for, which is the Chantilly Lace onboard cameras. And you just got to see the wild adventures of Brandon Guerin as he went for a spin there. Really could have been far worse. And one thing that I love even again about this double header that the DDIRL is doing here with the MRL, Mean Gene, is that the DDIRL actually raced just before this. So right around when that race ended, you can essentially just take an hour break like we did, and this is exactly what time of night it would be. This is exactly what it would be like if you had just stayed at the track and waited for our Cup guys to take the track and put in a show for you. And this race, or this track, I should say, granted, very different car than an ARCA car, but is it not, quite literally, racing night and day different than it did with the ARCA cars?
Yeah, especially that bottom lane. We didn't see too many cars get loose like that, but we did see him truck up the track, plowing up the track. So this is a little different bit of an angle that could be car setup. We're only on lap 16 when that went down. And the drafting effect so much more powerful in the ARCA cars. I think you're forced to roll in. That was something that I did notice about the ARCA race was how aware those drivers were of that draft package on that car. So there was a lot of rolling going on. Here, not so much. I mean, let's face it, of all the leagues we cover, this league is elbows up. Nobody's dirty. That's not what I'm saying, but they're all competitive. They've all won races at a different level. And so they're pushing that car to the extreme all the time. And those tires, you can just hear them just ripping going around, and it's real easy, especially if somebody's close and under your bottom left, to have that air package go out, and round we go.
You're so right, and even if you're one of the guys running a double header, the way you have to approach racing with these guys is so much different than DDIRL. You see DIRL get into much more fluid long green flag runs, but you are elbows out start to finish here MRL Monday nights.
Yeah, it's great to watch. I did love the doubleheader, though, because me and Gene, I got to walk around the pits, talk to those drivers. A lot of fun to see the different faces we're going to see up here one day. Away we go. Eric Thornton, great run. Outside lane screws the pooch, and the inside lane goes 3 deep. All of a sudden, second car on the outside is the 5th car. Not good for Hunter Hall on that restart. Good for Eric Thornton, though, but here comes Tony Iverson. Bollinger in 3rd. Will they revisit? Will this be the 3rd and final matchup of the 13 and the 53? Hunter Hall now back up to speed. Hall's up 17 spots in that number 26 Chevrolet in the 4th position. David Owens also with a good run behind him in 5th. Vulpes, Kyle, look at that hot mess with Bollinger.
Yeah, Hunter Hall, one of the first cars to pit in this race all the way back on lap 6 and doing the most with that track position. Great job by Hall. And yeah, it just always seems like this way, me and Gene. Whenever you have problems with a race car driver, you guys are magnets to one another.
Kyle just got into the back of Vulpes. Vulpes kept it on the straight and narrow, slowed his progress, let Kevin Kyle go around, and now Vulpes has got a hungry 24 on his tail. Vulpes back on that throttle, though. Now Kyle in front of him. Vulpes very patient, though. If he's going to give a receipt, it's not going to be until lap 135.
Yep, methodical as always is Joe Vulpes. That's how he wins these races, with a combination of brilliance and speed. And he really, I completely agree. And that's almost the bad thing about when you do something to Joe is he's not going to repay you back right away. It's in the back of your mind. It's almost like that one Family Guy episode when Stewie keeps punching himself in the face because he wants Brian just to get that payback. It's just like that. But there it is. He's looking at the inside of Kevin Kyle, and there really is intensity all over this racetrack right now. A lot of different situations, but so far, it looks like no one has really wanted to put it on a set of tires, so really just mixing it up from where everyone qualified.
Yeah, that's really smart. We saw that happen earlier tonight where you saved the set for the end. Only guy with the set walked out of that thing with a dub. So these fellas are fans as well as drivers, and so they probably saw this happen and know they need to save a set. Hell, these are top-notch drivers, top flight. They know how to make it work. Meanwhile, speaking of how to make it work, I talked about Geyer earlier. Go back to Geyer now and look at the battle that he's in, side by side, making it happen up there. Geyer is slowly fading back. I wonder, though, he's got that info from his DDI brethren. I wonder if he's saving tires here. We saw a lot of guys do that, make moves towards the end of the race. All he really needs to do with his point situation is come out of here with the top 10.
Eric Gamble gets ultra loose all the way down the racetrack.
Was that Garin corner right there?
It was. I mean, that might be everybody's corner by the time this night is over, as Gamble is able to gather it back up. He is the only driver in the field attempting what I guess we can call the Chicago 500, running all the laps from DDIRL, and here he is in MRL. He was just on this track, but on an entirely different racetrack, and like all those things we just talked about, it's almost like he might as well not have. I'm not even sure if that was beneficial. Back to Dalton Geyer. I agree, and one thing we know about Dalton Geyer too, similar to someone like David Medina on Sundays, you can't control Geyer's pace. When he wants to run a certain strategy, he has his mind made up. He sticks with that, and he is married to it, and he has a lot of trophies that can tell you it's a good idea.
Oh, up front, look at Justin Parham. He's in the 11th spot, fading. That's that 18 on the inside right there. You can see him slowly going the wrong way. Jay Stinson passing him. I just watched Parham lose 3 positions. Not sure if he got loose or exactly what happened to the 18 car, but definitely trending in the wrong direction. You can see the lap times 0.4 of a second slower that last lap.
Yeah, Parham really kind of fading. What I'm wondering as well, Mean Gene, Parham has not pit to my knowledge. I mean, here we go. I'm looking at my data one more time. Oh, he has. It was for a short amount of time and only gas. Not enough time to fix any damage, if there was any, from that hit to the wall and then the hit to the rear end from Bollinger. So who knows if he's driving an injured race car, trying to stay in the lead lap and trying to hold his track position. You'd assume that 18 is far faster than that. That's our pole sitter right there.
Yeah, I think we're going to see him come back onto this thing later. Meanwhile, a little side by side. How about David Owens and Hunter Hall having a good time with each other up there as well?
Look at this improvement by Hunter Hall as well. What a great drive by the 26. Hunter Hall was someone that we were used to seeing somewhere around the teens and 20s normally here on Sunday nights. Again, that is no shame in saying that. This is the cream of the crop here, top to bottom in this league. But Hunter Hall racing David Owens in the top 5 with a gap on Bolander. What a drive by the Daily Drivers Inc. 26.
Yeah, and Hunter Hall, you know, he did come in, but only for 6 seconds.
Right.
Back on lap number 6. So that was no tires. So he's just doing what he's doing. And he's really making good use. If you look at what that line that he's running, we saw that very effective toward the end. The question is, how much wheel input is he putting in there? You want to go ahead and do a little Chantilly lace in car?
Let's go ahead and do some Chantilly lace in car, because that is a great point. And what will go on board, this is actually Owens, who, as you can see, not very much input at all. And he's the best at that. He's loose.
Windowing, though. Look at that.
Yeah, he's working that thing. And here we are in the Chantilly lace on board with Hunter Hall. And you're probably going to see more input. But what I like to call this, Mean Gene, is a defensive line.
Yeah, he's really looking great. Look at just how he makes it all the way up to the wall, holding that position. Bolander behind Owens, but right here you can see Hunter Hall leading that line, and he's just riding that same, it's not the top line, I guess. What do you want to call that, the third lane?
It's not the Larson lane, it's the third seam up. You're right. The Larson lane would be that one that he's up against when he's going down this backstretch, but you're right. There is more room up there, but that debris does accumulate and makes that line nearly useless. So this may be the highest you can run up in the track. One thing that was interesting to me, Mean Gene, and you're going to see it again here, he has Owens clear, still not interested in the slightest in running the bottom.
Nope, he's just making it work up on that top lane, and hopefully those tires are going to last for him. He gets that exit speed, and you can see from Owens' perspective how quickly he moves out of the way. Owens very lucky right now. He's got a Bolander behind him, and they're starting to pile up. Kevin Kyle coming in. Here comes Applegate, Reddick. So there is a gap now between the third-place car of Iverson and the fourth-place car of Hunter Hall. But as you said, defensive driving, dirty air. As long as Hall can hold that line and then just give Owens a little spray, he should be fine.
This may be the mistake Hunter Hall couldn't make. He gave the outside to Owens. He hits the wall on exit. Owens not with the momentum that he needs.
No, that
you're
air,
right.
I saw him wiggle.
That wake of air crosses his nose as Hall shot up the track. And there it is. There it is. Yep, there it is again. That is brutal. These drivers, we give them a hard time when we interview them, but they are not exaggerating in the slightest.
No, that's just that package. It's just the way that a NASCAR has done it. It's the way that iRacing is doing it. And you see it right here. That's why we see those crazy starts, you know, a restart or even the beginning of a race. Ooh, looks like a little touch of the wall up ahead there by Iverson.
A little bit.
So you got to go for it at the very beginning of the race, or you're going to find yourself in deep, deep trouble. Oh, here's a picture we've never seen before.
Never. Oh, my goodness. Becoming one of the 13 and the 53 completely side by side into one another out of 4. No regard whatsoever for Eric Thornton, per usual when these two get near each other, and he's going to slide right up. Slide job incoming.
Slide job in the crossover.
Oh, man, and we'll see if Bollinger wants to return the favor, and Iverson says, don't you dare.
Dirty air. There it is. Dirty air.
Oh, and Iverson gets loose. Oh, this is insane, Mean Gene. Not again.
No, well, you know, there was no contact, but that's the same thing that has happened to those other cars back in turn number 4. They're coming out, somebody's right under their bottom left, and the package just gets loose, and you see him shoot down the track right here. First of all, great racing by these two drivers. Watch what happens
textbook
here,
slide
though.
job there. Textbook slide job by Iverson. We'll go back to live, and then here we go into 3 and 4. And yeah, let's take a close look at our drivers. Here we go. Iverson, I love that move by Iverson to cut his nose off. Say absolutely not.
But look at Bolander, stay in it, and then that's the spot. That's what I like to call the Lynott lane. He gets right under that bottom left bumper, doesn't touch you, doesn't do a damn thing wrong, but it screws up your aero. You get loose, no contact. Brilliant move by the 53.
You know what also Bollinger can blame that on? Just a hell of a lot of netcode. They never touched, and maybe that was netcode, Mean Gene.
It could have been, but I've just seen the 988 make use of that so many times. He just knows how to get right up under you. It's just such a great move. It's great driving. It's dangerous, especially at these high speeds. But these top-level drivers, they can make it work. Meanwhile, making it work, how about Bolander trying to get by? He's three wide. That's David Owens shooting the gap.
Look at that move by Bolander and Hall. They're just going to continue to go at it. And Bolander says, you know what? I'll wait. And side by side go Hall and Owens. Owens has had enough.
Parham pushing the 24. What a shot there by Parham. Little bump draft. Gets him moving forward. And then side by side, Parham and Redinger behind him.
Oh, he's loose again, though. Parham loose again on the edge of the corner. Gets into Hall. Hall nearly with an identical situation with him and Bollinger earlier in this race. Now he's three wide, whether he wants to be or not.
Oh, and look at this. And then he's in the band of Hornets as all of these guys making it happen. Hall continuing to fade backwards, getting passed by Medina, getting passed by Dalton Geyer. Now he's in the clutches of the commish.
This track can be so frustrating sometimes, Mean Gene, and I think Parham is really experiencing that right now. He knows that race car is so fast.
And again, it did it again.
He did it again. He cannot figure out that bottom through 1 and 2 for the life of him. And I only say that because my friend, I have been there a million times before. And when you can't get it, you just can't, Mean Gene. And it's so frustrating when you're watching drivers that he probably considers himself better than doing it with no problems.
I heard you on the radio earlier. You were like, I hate the bottom. Yep. I hate it.
Yeah, and it was literally for that exact reason. And we also talked about how this may not be as momentum based as ARCA was, but it sure as hell looks like it as see Parham get all over Alves on the exit there.
Yep, and then that slows Geyer there when he comes up into that nonsense as well. So a lot of battling going on. You know, the other thing I've noticed, look at Joe Vulpes has fallen back into this group. Vulpes is in that number 11, and that Ford, suddenly he's down 7 spots, and he is trending the wrong way. Lucas Alves moving the right way, up 4 spots, same as Jay Stinson right in front of him. So very fascinating to see what's happening to these guys right now. None of these guys took tires except for Grant Applegate up in that 7th position.
And Applegate doing a good job there, hitting the wall through the corner, not going to do any good. But just, again, like ARCA, you can afford those wall hits. You've talked so much, Mean Gene, about how important it is to pancake that wall in regards to your steering input if you're going to hit it. And these guys have clearly have that figured out. Looks like NASCAR heat every now and then. There's another one. Alves into the wall, but that's a magnet hit. That is a sticky one. He could not get up that thing. That's going to cost him a lot of positions. Dalton Geyer going to scoot him by. John Beverly now going to be stuck behind him. Oh, boy, it's a hornet's nest back here. And Kevin Kyle says, I've had enough.
Kevin Kyle, why not take tires right now rather than be in the middle of this high-risk situation? Cars fading the wrong way. Lap 43 of the scheduled 135. Kevin Kyle coming down to make a scheduled pit stop. We're going to keep an eye on him on my screen. We're going to stay live, though, on the action. Look at this. Velpus now going behind the commish, fading the wrong way. I'm starting to wonder if Joe's up to some craftiness.
Oh, he absolutely is. And Hunter Hall is all the way back to 16th, Mean Gene. Just goes to show how quickly he can stack up. We're talking super speedway levels of momentum loss here as our two of our front cars have entered the pits. That is Eric Thornton and Tony Iverson. That is going to give the lead to Bollinger along with another bonus point.
High side hustler teammates Thornton and Iverson choosing to pit right now. Meanwhile, looking at the telemetry, Kevin Kyle did take 4 tires there on lap number 42. Here comes the 53 of Bollinger as well. Very curious to see how these guys' strategy is going to work. Thornton and Iverson both choosing to take 4, matching the move of Kevin Kyle. Kyle coming in on 42, trying to short pit the rest of the field. 43 by Thornton and Iverson, 44 by Bollinger. Top fast guys making the move now.
That's going to give the lead to the part-timer David Owens, being chased by Daniel Suarez with Bollinger behind him. Looking to the outside is the 99 of a restaurant I've never visited. Can Owens hold on this lead?
Arriba, amigo. Let's go.
Vamos.
Redinger, get that thing moving.
My Spanish is even worse than my Italian, and I don't think I have to go into detail about that.
Let's go, baby. Más rápido. Come on, here we go. Redinger going to take over the lead. Third start of the year. Kenneth Redinger, part-time. Only his third start this year. But here he is, leading lap number 46 at Chicagoland. We're live on the Vortex Racing Network. Too wide into the booth. Mean Gene Money, Zach Panzarella bringing you Monday Night Mayhem, regular season action. It is wrapping up as we are watching who will get into the playoffs. It all wraps up at the championship race, which will be held at Kentucky Speedway. But plenty of points still up in the air as we're trying to figure out who will be the man. To be the man, you got to beat the man.
I love it, and you're so right. And that really is kind of the definition of this league lately. No Jordan Fisher tonight, so it's kind of been wide open, especially when you have two of the best drivers in the league at each other's throats. Really only worried about one another, it seems. We've seen so much coming and going for different drivers, and one of these guys is definitely one of the ones we've had our eye on. I am very surprised, and I agree with you, Mean Gene. That that pit time from Applegate certainly indicates that he took tires, but his pace does not.
No, the last lap he ran a 31.54. That's 0.3 of a second slower than the leader, and he's got clean air in front of him, so a little bit of surprise to see him not being able to get past the other cars. You're right, though. You talked about Bollinger and Iverson. That was how the season ended last year, was Colin winning and Tony watching. Tony, that was a bitter pill. He came back. I think he's a faster driver this year, but I also think he's a little bit more chaotic. He's not afraid to get that nose in there. He's not afraid to tangle with people. And so it has just created quite a maelstrom of chaos in certain moments, but it's also made for some amazing racing. And now here we go. We had other people. We get Kenneth Redinger back. This guy's won plenty of races. Andrew Bolander, who's in second. This was an early leader. Remember, he won the second race of the year. So this is a guy with great speed. Owens, champion. Vulpes is a champion. So lots of big names still trying to do battle, make their way into the playoffs. Ooh, Stinson a little bit loose coming off of that turn. So plenty of big names ready to do battle here, but you're right. The 53 and the 53 and the 13 have just been a good time from my perspective.
Oh yeah, we're certainly not complaining. It's been a lot of fun up here in the booth to watch them as you see Bollinger duck it into the pits. Redinger, Owens, Vulpes, Stinson, Applegate can continue to lead this race, but these two, and they are with each other again, racing it out. This may be Iverson's first chance to pay back Bollinger if he feels like it's necessary. We'll see where these two are at in terms of their relationship today, going around some cars with far older tires than them right now. I think in a little way working together, maybe not.
Oh, you can see Novella right there, gets behind Thornton. Thornton going to power right by him. Dalton Geyer running high now, catching up on Novella, touches the wall. Novella stays in the middle. That's going to let the 53 go by. The 53 and the 1. They've already pit. They're trying to make their way back onto the lead lap. Meanwhile, Redinger continuing to lay down laps out there. He did pit on lap 16 for fuel, so Redinger should be good until about lap 56.
He may be good on one pit stop if there's another caution at the right time. I like the strategy that the guys who are running this long are on. It's going to be brutal if we stay green. They're going to be really, oh my, Iverson is loose. Nice save by Iverson, trying to work around Parham. He is working around these older tire cars, and they are considerably faster. So like I was getting to, they're going to be they're going to have a lot of time on these guys when they pit if we stay green. But they're going to have much fresher tires, and I don't know if they'll have to pit again if they can run this thing as long as they need to. We're almost to the halfway point of this race.
Wow, amazing to think about that we're coming to the halfway point, and some of these guys really only looking at maybe turning into one more pit stop.
Which I will do the
we'll
math
just
on.
have to see as
67.
Zach doing a little bit of math here.
It's 67.
I don't think they can make it to that.
I don't think so either, and they'd still need to go about 16 more from there, right? Redinger is in. That answers our question right there. So the Reda Suarez. I wish his name worked with Daniel Suarez. Who's driving the car next year? Zilich is?
I don't know.
Oh, and look
Here
at
comes
Thornton
coming with him, though, teammate.
Just look at these speed differences between the fresh tire cars and the older tire cars, and these are all of our fastest drivers all day. So this certainly is not a talent difference. This is all tires. This is crazy. Redinger going to bring on 4 right there, and wow, here we go. This is for the hypothetical lead.
Three wide, very close. Look at Volpus on the outside. That's not where you want to be. 53 riding that bottom. Eric Thornton in that second lane. 53 holding that first. Starts to plow up the track a little bit. Thornton up almost to that wall. This is some crazy racing as we see Thornton and the 53 of Colin trying to make this run. Look how close they are. And look who's coming into the picture.
Yeah.
Look who's coming in.
Like the Kool-Aid man smashing through the wall is Tony Iverson. Move over, Volpus, he says. And there was a little bit of netco there that Thornton fought up from Bollinger. And look how slow Owens is right there. Gets right in the way, helps out his teammate. Don't think Bollinger's going to appreciate that. That was cute by Owens right there. And he's actually going to go pretty low on Iverson as well. You have to imagine Owens is low on fuel. It's going to have to bring it down soon. Owens making that all kinds of difficult. Going to help Eric Thornton out. Eric Thornton again in the hypothetical lead. That brings Iverson back to them. Iverson was having a hard time matching the really aggressive moves that Bollinger was making to work his way through that field.
Well, yep. And meanwhile, business picking up down in the pits. Here comes Ferdiani, Gambrel. Everybody coming into the pits now. It's getting busy down there. Top 9 cars remaining on the track have yet to pit after that lap 16 round of cautions. So after them, you can see the battle between Thornton, Bollinger, and Iverson, and that's where the pit cycle will rotate around. And look how close these 3 boys are to each other.
And we saw something go wrong for Iverson. Oh, as he gets loose again there. Oh, my gosh. Eric Thornton all the way down the track. Great save. But he's lost the lead. I mean, as you see on the pylon, this isn't the lead, but this will be the lead very, very soon. As you see all those pits coming up. Here comes Volpus, Owens, nearly the whole field. Applegate and Medina, the only ones, along with Sanders, that have yet to pit. But this is about to be Bollinger's lead with Iverson right behind him. And Mean Gene, pay close attention to Iverson's lines here. He is showing insane discipline that I think may win him this race if it goes long. He is right up against the wall on entry, and then watch how guys like Bollinger and Thornton love to run the apron down the front stretch, and Iverson refuses to do it. Those are the little things that earn you that extra 1% of tire wear that could win you a race if it goes long. Here it is right here. And he follows him, not trying to make it look stupid. Thanks, Tony.
No, I think what he needs to also think about, you're right. You know, he's trying the different lanes. There it is right there, going where Colin is not. But I also wonder, what did he learn from how loose Colin got him without touching him?
Right.
How close? Because Iverson can get on that apron like nobody's business. And if he can do that to Colin at the right moment, I think it will behoove him. But one thing he's going to have to do is save his tires, because if he comes in hot with those bad tires, he's going to take out him and Colin, and we're going to see Eric Thornton walk to this win.
And Applegate has brought it down, so there it is. The cycle has completed. Bollinger to the lead, Iverson, and then Thornton. Here comes some other cars rejoining on fresher tires. That will be interesting to see if they want to fight to stay in the lead lap. Got to get back up to speed first. But one thing to pay attention to as well, me and Gene, put yourself in the driver's seat of the 13 and how well you and I both know Tony Iverson. And his temper, just like mine. I have a horrible temper in the race car. Do you think he feels right now like that was a racing deal like you do? Or do you think he feels like he's 0-2 in 7 days to Colin Bollinger?
Oh, I think they went 10 rounds with each other that last race. It's not a matter of I'm down. We're just fighting each other.
Look at this air. Sorry, continue.
You're right. It got him loose again. He just, I hope for his sake that he's not trying to keep track of what happens. It's not who wins the battle. It's who wins the war. And this is a war right now. Iverson, I really don't think he's in a position to think about a regular season championship. I think what he needs to do is just continue to be a nuisance for Colin Bollinger. And when Colin blinks, sneezes, or hiccups, that's when Tony can sneak on by, get a win before we go into the playoffs, and then that'll be in Colin's mind. Tony was the closest driver to Colin in the playoffs at that championship race last year. And here we are again. This is the same damn picture that we saw at the championship. This is it. That close.
Probably the best rivalry MRL has seen since the Owens Panzarella debacle of Thursday nights. Just kidding. But I completely agree. It is, and what I really loved about what you just said is you were right. I think the regular season championship, that ship has sailed. It is not happening for Tony Iverson. But what is happening for sure, he's making the playoffs. Whether or not he wins more races, no matter what happens, he can not show up next week to Vegas, his hometown, and he will still be in the playoffs comfortably. So you know what he needs to do? He needs to prove to everybody and himself that he is better than Colin Bollinger as we go into these playoffs. So another thing that I love that you brought up that I think is so interesting about this rivalry between Bollinger and Iverson is their age difference. Bollinger is such a young iRacer. He is unbelievably talented for his age. And I think a lot of the, I don't want to say questionable, the aggression you see from Bollinger comes from his age, comes from the, I don't even want to say a lack of maturity, but just a lack of reps, a lack of time in a race car. And Bollinger just has that unbelievable speed and absolutely, as Sam Mayer would say, this guy has the it factor. And then you go to Tony Iverson, a guy who absolutely also has the it factor. He is one of the fastest drivers you will ever see. But he's around my age. He's in his 30s. And it takes more for us guys in our 30s to match the speed, to improve at the same rate as someone in their early 20s like Bollinger. So you're right. Iverson, I think, pushing himself the hardest he ever has in his iRacing career right now to be the best.
And this doesn't get any better than this. Watching him, he's there next to Steve Lewis, trying to put Louis another lap down. Speaking of young speed, how about Grant Applegate? That guy pitted last as far as the cycle went back on 61. He's already moved up 4 spots, getting by Gambrill, Novella, and Geyer. Now he's ripping that rail. He's running your beloved Larson line.
That's the Larson line.
And he's got David Owens in his sight.
Yeah, that's the Larson line, Mean Gene. Let's go take a look. If he runs it again, just look at what this looks like in the cockpit. And Larson always describes this, that there's a bubble of air in between the wall and the race car, and you need to find that bubble. And it's there, Mean Gene, but if you lose it, it's gone. But he found it there. Big run here on David Owens.
Going to get underneath David Owens, going to bring it down to the apron now. Owens giving up that position. Applegate going to move into the top 10. 2.7 seconds between him and Justin Parham, and they ran very close, 8/100ths of a second faster that lap. Oh, actually, 1/10 of a second faster was Applegate.
Yeah, Applegate, I thought what was really interesting with that, too, it seems like Applegate does prefer the outside line right now, but a really nice little chest move that he's doing. He's going to do it again here. He knows Owens likes the bottom, so he's like, then I'll run the bottom. And that's what line flexibility will give you, and that's what I think Parham has struggled with. You need that ability to run the bottom well enough. You don't have to be faster than everyone there, but you need to be close to as fast as your competitors to be able to hold them off the way Applegate is. And there it is. That's a look at Parham, married to the top. Definitely putting in great lap times, but committed, and I know what that limitation feels like.
Yeah, great to watch that hard racing, though. Here's some really good racing as well. You are psychic. I was about to ask you to go here.
Yep.
Look at Kevin Kyle, Stinson, and Parham all together. That's Stinson up front in that red 60. Kevin Kyle, he's in the America colors. And then Parham, remember Parham took the pole, got caught up in that early mistake with Bollinger, didn't repair his car, slid through the grass, and now we see Parham back into 8th position. A lot of speed in there, makes his way by Kevin Kyle. But that was a lot of fun to watch, that last 3 laps.
Yeah, this is some great racing all over the racetrack. These guys really, you can tell, are learning a lot. They're adjusting on the fly, and a lot of them have gone away from what they were doing earlier, which is fascinating to see. And again, I mean, we say so much about it, but the reason why is because I can't say enough good things about it, and just how talented you have to be able to make those adjustments mid-race. As you see Stinson and Park working against each other right now. Stinson putting down some hot laps. You see in your bottom right there, about 4/10 faster than Parham that last lap.
Let me ask you this. How important do you think it is to have a partner? You know, somebody that's pulling you, somebody that you're pushing, a draft partner. Because as I look through the rest of the field, a lot of people have someone that they're kind of working with. You can see Owens is working with, or has Applegate, Novella, Geyer, all 4 of those guys very close to each other. Then you look back and you see a fading Gambrel, and behind him you can see Jose Medina all by himself. You know, Medina's 4 seconds behind Gambrel and 4 seconds in front of John Beverly. So I'm looking at lap times, and he's 0.4 of a second slower than Gambrel, 0.2 of a second slower than Beverly. So is it really that important to have somebody to pull and push you around Chicagoland?
I mean, I wouldn't spell it champagne if it wasn't me and Gene, because I would have put on tires if I didn't have anyone. I bet, I mean, you were in the Discord with me. That one of the favorite things about my race today was getting to race with you in the Discord. And you heard my teammates yelling at us, don't put on tires, and me arguing with them, wanting to, but me trusting the better judgment of my teammates who had a better perspective on what was going on. And that was the reason why I had the opportunity to win the race at the end. It is everything. It is so important to the point to where MRL, I think, not this league, but other MRL series have had to have conversations about how big those Discord groups can get and how big that advantage is for someone who is alone or even has a small team. Me and Gene, it's why you see certain leagues. I mean, DDIRL, for example, puts a restriction on how many people can be in a Discord at once the season has started. You can't combine teams unless it's a super speedway or something like that. It is night and day big for these drivers, and it makes it even more impressive when you see guys like Applegate running virtually solo right now, being so impressive.
Yeah, Grant Applegate continuing, though, to do battle with David Owens. Look at Owens now peaking below. Applegate has stuck firm to that Larson line, and Owens continues to kind of look around, see what he can do. And there is a caution.
Gambrel has gone around. You saw it right there on the bottom of your screen. We'll take a closer look at it. Eric Gambrel, I mean, can you blame the guy? He's been in the race car for nearly, what? Oh, my gosh, 6 hours now? So here comes Gambrel. And it's, I mean, that's why we couldn't call it the Garen corner, because it's everybody's corner, me and Gene.
Yeah, that is unfortunate right there.
Oh, but he did the thing. Nice save. All around him. No stake yet.
And there it is.
And
he puts it in the official. Look at that. That's the spot. That's how you get a caution.
Right guaranteed. 100% of the time it works every time.
Yep. You got to love it. All right. So, unfortunately for Gambrel, though, I think he is going to end up going a lap down. He was down there long enough before the caution came out that Bollinger and Iverson and Thornton were able to sneak on by him. So, very unfortunate there for him.
And Lewis will get the lucky dog since Gambrel brought out that caution. Bringing out the caution makes you ineligible for the lucky dog. So, rough break for Gambrel there, but now as this group is bunched back up, our leaders are pitting. Let's take your bets now. I mean, Gene, I'm thinking 4 freshies.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you got to do it. You know, what's sad, though, is I think they're still going to have another
55.
caution to make their way.
Yeah, or a green flag pit stop, and that's when you get cute. Now is not the time to get cute. You get cute, 40 laps from now. It's Bollinger with that second pit stall, and there's Parham bringing it in. Great shot
you're
there.
Right, Steve Lewis going to be the lucky dog bringing it around. We can see the first pit stall there of Justin Parham going to take the laps.
Oh, Applegate.
Applegate gets cute.
He does. That's real cute, Mean Gene. That's like Scarlett Johansson cute.
And remember, though, he took tires early on 6, I think.
He could be thinking, I don't have them, too. He could be thinking, I want them for the end of the race. I got to take, if I'm taking 2, I got to do it now.
Yep.
So that was a 7-second pit stop. That was likely 2 tires, right?
Or nothing, or just fuel.
Yeah, or a full tank of fuel. You're right. That's Hunter Hall in front of him. I believe Hunter Hall is going to be a wave around car. He is. And Gambrill, it looks like he'll take the wave around too. Gambrill didn't hit anything, so that's good for him. And that Ally 46 Chevy has been through a lot today, me and Gene.
Unbelievable. What a move. Right there, Applegate rolling the dice. And why not?
I agree. There's a lap led too. So there's another point for Applegate. He needs every point. Like, 1 is big. So what a cool day here. Our first ever double header. And my favorite part, obviously, besides just the fact that it exists, is that it's at the same track. This won't be the case every weekend, but when it makes sense, it will be. And this was one of those weekends, and a big reason why we made sure to get this league going for this race here at Chicagoland, a track that I think most drivers love, most drivers miss very much. And I'm excited to have it coming back in the 2026 NASCAR schedule. But it's just been so cool to see so many different versions of what I think a lot of people like to call a cookie cutter track, right? But man, has this thing been multifaceted today?
Hey, you want me to make it even spicier for you?
Oh, what now?
David Owens jumped up in Applegate's channel for a minute.
Why does... That never leads to good things, Mean Gene. That never
I'm going to
leads,
go find out. I'll be back. Cover for me. You cover.
You got it. We're about to go green here, and it's going to be Applegate, and I wonder if there is a plan. Owens all the way back in 11th. Could have been Owens venting. Could have been some trickery, but Applegate with a great start here. He's going to be on far less fresher tires than those behind him, and those behind him right now are Bollinger and Iverson, as they're going to be side by side. And again, can they figure out amongst each other in time to have a chance at the lead? Applegate going to hope that that's not the case. Iverson going to try to throw Bollinger up the track. They come out side by side behind them. Lots of battling going on. Bullpit's going to try to peek to the inside of Thornton, and you can see the exit speed for those newer tires so big. Into the wall goes Applegate, trying to use the outside lane. What a slide jump again by Iverson. To the lead goes the 13 of Iverson. Bollinger going to try to follow him to second, and Applegate doesn't even lead a lap under green flag conditions.
Applegate did take fuel only because he did not have that set forced into it. Also, a little bit of communication going on between the crew chiefs of the 14 and the high side hustlers, their strategy. So 14 not in communication with them full time during the race, but on that caution, he did talk to that high side hustler team of Owens, Thornton, and Iverson. So 14 just trying to hold on, play triage, but definitely part of the conspiracy against Colin Bollinger.
And man, Applegate is fading like Kyle Busch's career on RCR right now. He just does not have a lot of speed with those tires, and that is what I assumed, that it wasn't a decision. It was the bet he had made early on for himself, and he's still sleeping in it. Applegate does not have those tires available to him. It was the right call, but that does not make this any less painful.
No, all he's got to do is make it to that next break, whether it's a green flag or a caution, which he would love. Get those last set of tires on, then he's good to go.
Back
but
in
right
the
now,
wall.
Look at him trucking up to the wall. He's got Suarez, Redinger right behind him. A little bit of push there. Below them, look at the 24. Andrew Bolander as well, getting slowed. There's Stinson, Parham. So lots of congestion around that 14 right now. He is just praying that he could go about 30 laps, 40 laps, and then see a caution come out.
And what is dangerous about this race is you're going to see Applegate, it looks like, again, try to make the Ross Chastain line work around Chicagoland. That's a Martinsville thing, my man. But look at that slide job that Redinger, reminiscent of the number he's driving, threw on Applegate to complete that pass. That was a massive slide job, and that is becoming all too common here as this race goes on. And we still got 40 plus to go, nearly 50 in this race, and these guys are driving hard. They have learned the advantages of the slide job, but you know what's on the other side of a slide job, Mean Gene.
Crossover.
Yup.
Yeah.
And a pissed off race car driver behind you.
So Redinger is running with Parham and Stinson today in their Discord. So
Interesting.
The fifth place car of Redinger is in the same Discord as the 7th and 8th place car. So they are in communication as well. I think you have to be at this stage of the game, especially on a course like Chicagoland. You can see just how beneficial it was at the beginning for Applegate to communicate what he was going to do with those high side hustlers. That gave Iverson the lead, and now Colin Bollinger is had to deal with that dirty air. Long story short, Iverson with a half a second lead over Colin Bollinger. Eric Thornton moves his way up into third, giving chase to Bollinger. So this is the same picture we saw early on in the race, Zach.
It really is. It's kind of just reversing based on who either can get through lap traffic better or who can handle these restarts better. Iverson had his moment with the older tires of Applegate, and he did not wait a millisecond to take advantage of it. Made a beautiful move, got the lead, and we, again, hate to bring it back to this as Iverson smacks the wall, but there it is right there, actually, visually, brings Bollinger with him, and you know why, Mean Gene. It's the nasty words of dirty air. That is what you can use here, and we saw these same type of gaps opening up when Bollinger was in the lead and Iverson was chasing him, and now you see Iverson starting to open up this lead a little bit, actually a little bit slower this lap, trying to get it back together here. But I do think Iverson is the better long run car. I think it's just a matter of being the lead car and controlling that air.
Yep, absolutely. That's my first one. I'm going to use it well. Trying to make it happen.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, look at Novella, Applegate, and John Beverly. Beverly's moved up into 12th on this fresh tire run. Applegate's still trending the wrong way, just riding that top line. But, you know, Novella's up there. He's second in the points right now. So Novella needs a big day moving into the top 10. Great run. There's John Beverly in 11th. You know, Beverly's right on the outside of the playoffs looking in. Would love to get that opportunity to sneak his way right back into that playoff picture.
Uh-oh. Stinson off track. Oh, boy, didn't see it. Got it in my data. We'll just pull up the replay and see just how bad it was. Here we go. Stinson following Parham, and Lucy goes.
Oh, no. Oh, he's still going. Oh, no, Mr. Bill.
Mr. Bill.
That's Mr. Sluggo is out to get him.
Oh, he just called it a day, Mean Gene. That's going to do it for Jay Stinson so fast today. A part-timer in this league, I believe. And always a pleasure to see him, and always a threat to win on these type of racetracks, and really in any race car. That is a brutal break, and I do not think that'll be the last victim that corner collects, as I'm just going to make sure. Yeah, Stinson, a part-timer.
Wow. That was a hard hit right there, right across that grass and right into it, taking him out of the race. He hasn't parked it yet, but he cannot be happy waiting to see what the damage is.
Oh, there it is.
Meanwhile, up front, look at Iverson and Bollinger. They have got back to within 3/10 of the second. This should get spicy. Iverson running his typical apron and then bringing that dirty air up right into the face of Bollinger. Meanwhile, Thornton has faded back to a 137 behind him. You can see Volpus trying to get in there as well. Redinger running up in the top 5, but Redinger, Bolander, and Parham, that is an ugly fight.
It is, and let's go on our Chantilly Lace on board real quick and just take a look at the air games that Iverson is playing, and listen closely for those of you at home that can hear this onboard camera, because every time he gets close to Iverson, all Iverson has to do is put that wake of dirty air, and you hear him let off. Here it is. He's close. Iverson, there's the dirty air. Has to check up. Can't get back on the gas. He's not full throttle. There he is. This is a big run, though, Mean Gene.
Oh, he's getting close. This is one of the first times I've seen Bolander go down under that apron over across that start finish. Now he's going to take it high. He's just going where Tony ain't. And then back down when he sees he doesn't have that run.
He looked for the crossover there. The wake of dirty air didn't hurt him too bad. It looks like with the sun going down, it's becoming less influential somehow. Iverson doing everything he can, staying committed to that bottom, which I like. Not trying to give up too much tire wear, not trying to show any fear right now. I think if you were afraid of Bollinger, you'd be at the top right now.
He ain't scared.
Never
He ain't
scared.
A lot of racing left here. We're on lap number 97 of a scheduled 135. So plenty of time. And there's another pit stop that's going to come down the road. Meanwhile, oh, look at the Parham get loose. Parham loose. That's going to let Beverly go by. Here comes Owens.
Yeah, a handful of spots there lost by Parham. Let's take a look here at what happened to the 18 of Parham. And I mean, if I'm a betting man, Mean Gene, is it going to be him trying the bottom? Into the wall on entry.
Yeah, little touch.
Too far down the track. He cannot find grip there. For whatever reason, Parham cannot find grip there. That's the third time that has happened to the 18 driver. Such a fast race car, but those little mistakes, so much pain in this race that's so momentum based. Caution is out. Oh my goodness. Mean Gene.
That was not the time. That was not the time because.
Did you see it? Because I don't even know what. Did you see it?
What do you do now? Because on lap number 99, in theory,
Mean Gene, you know what the caution
four
was?
freshies, you'll make it to the end.
Do you know what the caution was?
I don't know. Jose's laughing pretty hard.
No. Look on screen here.
No, don't you do it.
I think he might get loose here on his own. No. Oh my God, it happened again.
Got him.
Oh no. Oh no. I think this is what I'm genuinely speechless.
I mean, this is all you can say. I mean, let's go in car. Let's go in car.
Who do you want? Bollinger or yeah, let's do Bollinger. Because it's going to be confusing from Iverson's perspective.
Yeah, it's just going to be a window and then a spin.
Exactly. I mean, he threw a nasty block. There he is loose. The window's open for Bollinger. Slow motion now. He drove across his nose, Mean Gene.
Yeah, he's just bringing it down.
Bollinger is below the apron. Bollinger's
the
below
apron,
the apron.
right?
Yeah, he is below the apron. You cannot blame Bollinger for that one.
I might have spun a guy out like that today. Mm-hmm.
Thanks for that.
Might have done that.
The Venmo hit your account, right?
Mm-hmm.
Here it is again. There's going to be some netcode here, I think. Nope. Never mind. Iverson, I think it was just anyone but him, right? Anyone but him. And he let it get the best of him. I'm assuming he didn't mean to come back on the track here. It's locked down. But oh boy, this is bad to worse right here. Me and Gene, great camera work here. And the big hits. Glad it wasn't, or he should be lucky it wasn't worse, but Iverson likely out of contention to win this race.
Yeah, no fast repairs this season, so gonna have to wait and see what is gonna happen here. Oh, brutal right there. Just trying to not let him by, racing as hard as he can.
I mean, a rivalry is, like we've talked about today, a great time for us, but you got it. I don't know when it's enough or what becomes enough for it to be time to move on and to focus beyond that. That's what I think that 13's saying every time he shows up to the track. I mean, you saw me in a pretty big rivalry last year, and I never got back that way. I chose to go win the championship instead. I don't know.
Oh my word! But hey, you know what? It's right. That's just short track racing.
Yeah, here at Chicagoland.
at Chicagoland. Hey,
Now
I want to
Volpus
give
is
a
in the
big
lead. Oh, so go ahead.
Yeah, Joe up there now. I want to give a big shout out to our viewers right now. We've got a few guys checking this and ladies checking this race out. Hope you're enjoying the show at home. I know we are. These guys tearing it up. We're going to get a restart here.
It's dramatic.
101 under green. Joe Volpus out to a great start. Gonna get a 2-car advantage over the Suarez Redinger 99. Matt Novella in third. Look at Justin Parham now battling down in fourth. Kevin Kyle, Lucas Alves, all making it happen. A little bit of a wiggle by the 99.
Wow.
That's going to open the door for Parham. You know, Parham, we've seen him get loose a few times. And then let's go 3 wide into the turn number 3.
3 wide everywhere, nearly 4. It's going to be 4 if Owens wants to try to fill in that inside of the bottom of Beverly. He's gonna. Don't have to give David Owens any more of an invitation than that. Down goes the 8. Great move there. Everyone taking what they can get it. Nearly 30 laps left in this race, just 32. You gotta get these positions when the pay window is open. Bollinger, interestingly, losing positions there. Looks like he did pit on that last lap there. So definitely a mixed bag of strategies here. And no one with any patience left as Applegate going to use the Applegate line of just the wall, I guess.
Now I want to see what happens with Thornton. Eric Thornton is in third. He took tires that
He shot through the field, too. My goodness.
So did the 53 of Bollinger. Meanwhile, Volpus and Parham, they just took fuel. Look how quick Thornton zips around the 18 right there, riding that rail, touches the wall. Oh, the 53 touches Parham, but just a light contact. Nothing to call HR about. Continues to move forward around the track. And now Volpus is under attack by Thornton. Look how quick.
Volpus completely sideways. His windshield was staring straight at his pit crew over there beyond the pit wall. Really a good save there by Volpus, but it's going to likely cost him all the way probably outside the top 5. Yeah, it is. Volpus just cannot get it back underneath him. And look who's also charging. Iverson is back. Oh, man, it's probably not over, is it, Mean Gene?
Never. It's
he took tires
enough.
too. He took
Yes,
he took tires, and there goes Applegate
so
into the
did
wall.
Colin.
And
So did Colin.
yeah, so he's gonna have to catch him, but he's gonna be up to third once he gets through 1 and 2 here. Woo, I'll tell you one thing about these double headers, Mean Gene. My voice can't handle it.
Well, a great action here right now. Thornton in the lead. Bollinger behind him. Both took tires. How about Tony Iverson, though? Now he's up into third, slipping by Applegate. Parham on the outside did not take tires. Gonna get made quick work of by the 13 and the 14. Thornton out to a good lead. He's got the fresh tires. The question is, can he make those tires last for another 29 laps?
Yeah, I think he can, Mean Gene. If we stay green, this is between Thornton, Bollinger, and Iverson. Taking tires there was the move, and just like we saw in DDIRL ARCA, if we get a caution from this point on, that was the worst decision you made all race.
We're going to find out together.
Look
Meanwhile,
at
there's
this.
Dave. Yeah. Charging.
Oh my gosh.
It's a car lot.
You can tell none of these guys want to go too hard based on their strategy, but they're just doing it. Look at Beverly just using the wall. Like, oh my goodness, Mean Gene, I don't even know what to say. Oh, Volpus again.
You got to think about guys that didn't take tires, you know? You got Novella didn't take tires. Beverly, Kyle, Louie, none of Volpus, Ferdiani, Alves, all these guys in the back did not take tires. They are playing the short game, hoping that there's going to be another caution. That's when they're going to take their last set, and then they're in the driver's seat. Meanwhile, up front, Thornton, Bollinger, Iverson, Applegate, they all took that last set. Owens and Bolander as well. So a lot of different strategies going on right here. The guy you got to be looking at, in my opinion, Justin Parham. He didn't take tires. He's still in 5th. If he can just hold on to a top 10, come get that caution, come back in, take that forward, that's going to be a really fast car. That's that 18 Chevrolet.
Completely agree, Mean Gene. If you are Parham, if you're one of those guys, you are not racing the 4 in front of you. You're racing those on your strategy. Who cares about them? You can't get them anyway. You're racing someone like this, David Owens. You're going to look to the inside. Owens knows what's at stake.
Owens has got to get through here. He took his last set. He's got to make quick work of Parham, get to the front. That's what we see him do. Great pass there by Owens as he takes the big boy lane.
And I'll tell you what, man, Gene, I mean, let me know if you want to take me up on this bet, but we are not staying green. 25 laps? Hell no. These guys are getting so loose. It was Volpus a couple laps ago. The lap after that, it was Hunter Hall. All of them facing the inside. We're just lucky they're all talented enough to gather it up, but eventually it's going to go wrong. All these guys are miserable with their race cars. No way we're staying green here.
Oh, I agree. Look at that group right there. Sanders, Redinger, Gambrel. That smells like a disaster waiting to happen as we see how hard they're pushing. Right behind them, Dalton Geyer. Geyer did take tires, so he would love to make his way through these three guys, but also has to be fully aware that if he's in the wrong spot, they have no problem throwing that hard block. And if he's coming in at a high rate of speed, bad things could happen.
And that's why I think you see Geyer run these alternate strategies so often. We saw it when he got the DDIRL win at New Hampshire in just absolute dominant fashion. And it was because he can run a bottom line that was legitimately undefendable. And what are you seeing right now? Who else can hang on to the bottom better than Geyer right now? Really nobody. Bottom in the grass. Loose. Oh, and 4 times is a charm because you know what this replay is about to be. It's going to be Parham going through 1 and 2, not on the top and getting loose. Let's see. Yep.
Tokyo Drift.
I mean, fool me once, shame on me. Fool me twice, a fool can't be fooled again. Fool me 4 times.
Again.
I mean, I don't even know what happens when you fool me 4 times, Mean Gene.
I don't know. You got her done. You smoked him out. I don't know, man.
Hey, all of you guys who chose to watch this instead of the World Series, this is the type of broadcast quality that we deliver here on BRN.
Woo! Let's go. Don't let those Canadians take home our title.
Here we go. That's for the lead. What a move by Bollinger. That was so similar to what he did to Iverson earlier in this race.
That is insane. He just went down low. The speed difference was just enough. And now Thornton loose again. Something's up with that one.
I mean, what do I have been saying the past few weeks? What are tires like? They're like ex-girlfriends, ex-wives, friends who are mad at you. It takes time. You got to wait a few days before you go back at it. And Eric Thornton learned that one the hard way. You can't approach that corner the same way you would if you had not previously made that same mistake.
You know, and I was wondering, I asked you that after when he took the lead, how long can he make his tires last? We've seen him run so fast, but he's also coming in at a different angle and then cutting down after coming in at a much sharper angle. I think it was inevitable. And look at where the 53 is. He's in that same get you loose spot under that left bumper.
And also just putting so much pressure on that one, just saying any slip up in your mind.
Yep. And meanwhile, Tony Iverson is back to 0.8 of a second behind Bollinger, staring at him through that windshield.
Unbelievable, Mean Gene.
And hey, Grant Applegate up and down, led early in the race, now finds himself back in third. He's got the fresh tires as well. Top 9 guys all running on fresh tires.
So there's like so many gates out there, like there's like Crashgate and all the other, what's it called, scandals. I want to submit an Applegate because this guy has hit the wall 1 trillion times today and has lost 0 speed. It's honestly incredible.
A lot of people have done it, and they're still making it work.
It's an Applegate.
Making it work. How about Thornton? He's still only 0.5 second behind Applegate. He's got her going again. He's put a couple of laps back on that number 1 Chevrolet. Hopefully he's got the tires back where he needs them. But I think he's got to stop trying to run the apron in the middle of the damn turn. It's fine to come in early, but you got to run her up high. He seems to be making a late adjustment in the middle of the turn. Well, there's Applegate on your wall again.
Yep, unbelievable. He enters it with intention. But I agree with what you're saying, me and Gene. When I am coaching some of the younger guys in our team or the newer ones, what I try to tell them on a truck like this is pick your scene. how we were kind of talking about how that third line isn't quite the Larson line. There's one above it. And you're right. The seams, just like in real life, they're not even. If you were to walk on them on your feet, you'd feel that difference in the in the asphalt. And the car does as well, especially this deep into a run. It's putting yourself in dangerous territory every time you cross over one of those seams.
Yep, and we've just seen the detriment of many a driver here today to going for a little spin. Thornton has been lucky enough to survive and keep it rolling. Still up in fourth place, looking at a possible top 5. Meanwhile, this attrition of the tires really starting to kill a lot of the drivers. There is only 15 laps left in this race. That caution, if it's going to come, needs to come now for those bottom 9 drivers in this race. Drivers like Kenneth Reddinger, Matt Novella, they're begging for it. Jose Medina, Justin Parham. Hey, how about how fast Kevin Kyle and John Beverly were earlier? Joe Volpus, all these guys now running on old tires and just watching these leaders pull away. They're 10, 11, 12 seconds out of this thing.
Oh, they're bleeding, Mean Gene. It's brutal. You even tell by the racing etiquette how frustrated these drivers are with each other and with the situation. As Ferdiani gets ultra loose right there, gathers it back up, and that's happening nearly every lap back here with these guys in the older tires. Parma's back here, too, in a world of misery. It is just so tough, and that's why I'd be surprised. I called it 12 laps ago, and I still believe it. I don't think these guys are going to stay green. I mean, unlucky for them, David Owens is out of tires, so no reason for him to bring out a yellow.
No, he's gonna make it happen up front. Other guys though, they might make a deal. You know, right here, Reddinger and Novella, they could be like, "Hey, bud,
buy some Zaxby's, whatever that is."
How about I give you some Zaxby's if you just spin out real fast?
That's the worst way you can spell Zax or Zach.
And
it's like how Jack
both
spells
of them
it.
are like, they're like, hell no, Louis behind me, dude. I am not gonna wreck right here.
I'm getting run through if I get wrecked.
Yeah, I'm not a T-bone steak. You go to hell. You go to hell and die.
Oh,
Good
man.
racing though. Look at love how Novella's still trying to make that bottom lane work. Reddinger riding that rail. 2 different strategies here. Assuming they might have to go green. We're at lap 124, 12 laps remaining in this race. Cars are now kind of spread apart. Most significantly, Bollinger and Iverson are a second apart. So, that's not where the action's going to be. And then look at Applegate, Iverson, Owens, Bolander, all evenly spread out.
Gambrel, great recovery.
Then here it is, Gambrel, Sanders, and Dalton Geyer. All 3 of those guys are the last 3 on fresh tires, 7, 8, and 9. So maybe they might get loose and bad things could happen. I would think the rest of the guys, like a Reddinger and a Novella, they should be accustomed to how this car is handling. Steve Louis also on freshies. He went ahead and took 4 freshies back on lap number 99 as well. Would have thought Louis would have moved a little bit faster through this crowd, but starting in the back is rough at Chicagoland.
And there it is in the bottom right of our screen. That's our battle box tracking the time between Iverson and Bollinger. That was the first lap in a while that Iverson managed to be faster than Bollinger during. Nothing quite meaningful enough yet, unless he's able to do that every lap from this point on. But it's not over yet if you're Tony Iverson, and I'm sure that's a motivated driver in that 13.
Yeah, he's got to just continue to hit his marks and pray that maybe Bollinger will fall victim to that turn 4 shenanigan of getting loose. But Colin, not that kind of driver. I really haven't seen him just lose control of a car on his own. Not trying to put the broadcaster jinx on him, but there's a reason that he's got a championship belt around his waist, and I think we're seeing a display of it here today. Other drivers putting on good shows. Andrew Bolander, remember he led early. He's up 11 spots, still running in 6th place. That's the teammate of the 53 of Colin Bollinger. So good run by the 24 Chevrolet here today. Behind him, Gambrel still making it work as well. That's that 46. And you can see Dalton Geyer trying to creep back up into this picture. He got by Jack Sanders, and now Dalton has that 46 in his eyes. But that 46 is not afraid to throw a block. So Dalton's going to have to pick his spot.
Now, Gambrel starting to match his raw speed with confidence as he's new to this platform. But again, talk about someone who has the it factor. These two right here, Gambrel just so good for how new he is to this, and Dalton Geyer, a veteran on this platform, a race winner, a championship 4 contender in other leagues. Geyer knows how to get it done. Great fight here. Behind them, another fight you see between Redinger and Novello. Those two still going at it. So still good battles on the field.
20 laps. They've been doing this for 20 damn laps.
Yeah, look at these two going so hard. And this is the type of stuff that if you're Iverson, you need to see, because that lead has opened back up to 1.2 seconds. Probably one slip up from Iverson is all that took. But there is still plenty of action on this track. Only 5 to go now as Bollinger crosses the line.
Yep. Oh, my word. As Steve Lewis trying to close the gap on the battle between Redinger and Novella. And Jose, once again, 2 seconds in front behind Steve Lewis and 1.5 seconds ahead of Parham. So he continues to find that middle ground, which might be the safest place of all, to just not have anybody around you.
Better than this right here.
Yeah, look at these two. They continue just side by side. I would have thought Redinger would have got away running that high line on the old tires.
And I was about to say that, Mean Gene, because I've been here against Matt Novella a trillion times, and it sucks to be Redinger right now, because all you're thinking is, how is he doing this on the bottom? Why is he not away from me by now? I keep giving him the line that nobody wants, and he's still there. There it is again. Yep. What an exit by Novella.
All the way to that quarter panel, gonna deny the entry, and that forces the 99 to ride the rail way up. Novella once again gets the apron, good exit speed, gonna bring it side by side, and then here comes the momentum of the top line. And boy, they cross side by. Yeah, that would have been a photo finish if that would have been the last lap. Oh.
This could be slide job time, though. Oh, not quite. I think he needs to just have a nose in front of him, and you send that slide job, right? Oh, loose off.
Loose.
That's why you send the slider. That's why you send the slider, Mean Gene, so you don't have to worry about a car on the outside of you. I think Novella might go for it through 1 and 2 in this next lap, and I'll be with 2 to go as Bollinger is so close. Or
maybe Arca brakes. He just doors him.
Sorry, it was your car was white. I thought it was the wall.
Yeah, it's not my fault. It's not my fault. There we go. Look how close. Denying entry again.
This is going to be interesting, and this is the last hope that Iverson has as Bollinger is coasting away with this. But I think by the time, if there was to be something to happen, we would have seen the white flag, because Colin Bollinger, Mean Gene, has gotten this one under control, and now I think he might be about to be 2-0. As Novella blinks out. Oh, he's back. There we go.
Blinky. Meanwhile, going into 1 and 2, Colin Bollinger has that 1.2 second lead over Tony Iverson. Has to feel confident. The number 53 Toyota is driving it into turn number 3 here at Chicagoland. Colin Bollinger didn't get the win last week. Got in a fist fight with Iverson on the track. Repeated it again here today. But guess what? He is standing at the end. Colin Bollinger gonna be your winner. What a run by the 53 Toyota.
What a drive by Bollinger and Iverson, to be fair. I cannot believe Iverson was able to recover from that and finish in second. And same goes for Applegate. He was up and down the field. He's going to finish third. Thornton fourth. Owens fifth. Great drive from David Owens. Bollinger sixth. Gambrel seventh. A lot of great recoveries, a lot of great stories. And the rivalry only gets far, far, far spicier.
Oh, hey, you know what? I'm going to make it terrible. When Colin gets into the chat with me, I'm going to be like, hey, congratulations on getting your second win and tying Tony with 2 wins.
And look at this. Tony, I think maybe you're going to try to do a Denny Hamlin here to Bowman and not let him celebrate.
Look at Applegate getting into it.
Look at this. This is an unhappy Tony Iverson. Do we just interview them together, Mean Gene?
No. I don't want to get demonetized.
I also want to get paid.
We're not even monetized yet. I don't need to get.
If I ever get those
two before we start.
Oh, I agreed. If we ever get those two together, we're doing it physically in a building and we're charging money for it and putting box gloves on them.
Wow. I'll tell you what, man. Big shout out to Jack Sanders here today, season 2 champ. I said he needed a big day, and there he is whacking that 9th place. Good job there on that last run. Also, Novella, second in points, needed a big day. Good finish for him. Sad tears for the likes of a Kevin Kyle and a Joe Volpus. Both those guys ending up down in 15 and 16. not really what we were looking for out of a couple of playoff drivers. But at the end, they made that call to take no tires on that lap number 99 pit stop, and that's what you get.
Yeah, I think we're going to see a lot of mixing up of the points after this race. Guys like Kyle ending up in 15th, Dalton Geyer with a solid 8th place run, Eric Gambrell with a really, really great recovery to finish in 7th place, Bolander picking up where he left off with that consistency that got him the points lead in the first place earlier in this season with a 6th place. But some things never change, and that's what's going on up top in the 1-2 spots, and really even 3, to be fair.
Yeah, I think so. We've just seen Applegate continue to charge and move up in the standings. And again, we see it here today. We doubted that call for the early tires, but he skipped the tires at the end at that 2/3 mark, managed to survive, took tires at the end, which was the call, and comes through with that podium. Great run there by the 14 of Applegate. Eric Thornton, just so close. And continues to just find calamity at his own hands with we're riding the tires off the car. It ain't easy. It ain't easy.
Yeah, Eric Thornton is definitely one of those guys that you hear me say this a lot, me and Gene, that if you keep doing what Eric Thornton is doing, it's impossible not to end up in victory lane eventually, right? I mean, you saw it happen to me today. I didn't think that was the race I was going to win. And I certainly never win the ones like that we've seen with Eric Thornton, where you just dominate the whole race and something goes wrong at the end. I'm familiar with that situation, but keep finding yourself up front that often, especially with two guys who feel the way about each other as Bollinger and Iverson do. Those win opportunities will become apparent. And honestly, I think if it happens in the playoffs, he won't care at all that it didn't happen during the regular season. And I guess we could talk about Applegate as well. His playoff situation has gotten far better now. I think Applegate is looking really good for a playoff spot right now, me and Gene, which is great news for us up here in the booth.
Yeah, Applegate going to move past Steve Lewis into the 13th place, only 11 points behind Jack Sanders for that 12th spot. And you're talking about playoffs. Talk about playoffs. So battle continuing. Other drivers, you could see that gap, though, right behind Louis. So Applegate, he's got that 6-point lead over Steve Lewis for that 13th spot. And then Jack Sanders just a little bit ahead, 11 ahead of Applegate. Medina is only 3 points ahead of Jack Sanders. Meanwhile, that great performance today by Geyer, going to get him 9 ahead of Medina. He's got to be thrilled. Then Kyle Mata looking really good. You remember Mata has that win ahead of them. Vulpes and Thornton, top 2 guys without a win, have to feel good. So that real battle that we're seeing, I think Geyer did a great job of separating himself, but you got to keep an eye on 11th down. That's that Medina, Sanders, Applegate, Steve Lewis situation. And hell, why not? Let's have Gambrell win next week at Vegas just to really piss everybody off.
Yeah.
Throw the math out the window and make everybody lose their brain. Or that would just be a classic move indeed. Great racing here, though, today. Congratulations, Colin. Going to pick up 2nd win. And you know what? Let's talk to some drivers here today. Who you want?
Al Pacino, espresso maker right there. Let's do.
Al Pacino?
You know what?
He's busy.
You know who deserves an interview? The guy who just raced 1,000,000 miles. Let's get Eric Gambrell up in here.
Oh, I would walk 5. Sorry, I won't do that again.
Well, you have to make it to the good part.
Yeah, here he goes. Bam!
Eric Gambrell, we got you, my man.
What?
Yes. Greatest thing ever. What?
Welcome to the VRN booth, Eric. How
my
you doing,
God.
man?
I did not consent to this. Hello.
I mean,
if I had $1 for every time I heard that, Zach.
I know. I was about to say no one does, Eric. You can't let people know about the inside baseball. But Eric, I mean, a couple obvious reasons that we have you up here in the booth today, besides us just loving you. You are the only guy who just did the double header. How do you feel physically?
I feel fine. I guess.
That was about, what, 500 miles right there. Pretty impressive by you. This one, I think, I guess tell me which one was a bigger journey for you today. I had bad luck early in the DDIRL race, spending on a few of those a lap down. And today, it looked like it could have been something similar, but what a fight back that was. What was your day like today?
Yeah, I think I was chilling. I was in a good spot there. There were a few of us that had a really good run going, and the way the strategy was going to work out, I think I was going to end up around 6th or 7th, and then I messed up in turn 4, self-spun, and then I threw the strategy a little bit off for everyone else. I was more upset that I lost a lap, and that I don't really know how that happened. I'm looking at it right now.
Yeah, we don't either.
Yeah, somehow I lost a lap, took a wave around, which worked out because it saved me 2 sets of tires for the end. So I had a set of tires sitting on the wall at the end, so I was hoping for a caution there with about 20 to go, and I could have threw that 3rd set on and then maybe made a dash up to the top 5. But it all worked out, I guess. I mean, what I ended up 7th?
Yeah.
I don't even know.
7th, yeah, great run.
Yeah.
And then also, as our only doubleheader driver today, was there any advantage getting to be at this racetrack for an extra 100+ laps in a different race car during the day? But did that help you out at all in a cup car as the sun went down, or was it a totally different game out there in this car?
I don't think it helped. Honestly, I think it hurt. If you noticed the beginning of the race, I think I ran around dead last for like the first 30 laps because I was really struggling because I was trying to drive the car the way I was driving it 3 hours ago and it was not working. So it was a little tricky. Most cars take me a while to get used to it. So second half of the race, I usually do better than the first half. But it was extra challenging today because I was trying to gas it up a lot like I was in an ARCA car, and I was not.
Yeah, it's kind of funny how the ARCA cars get brutally tight, and it looked like those Cup cars today were getting unbelievably loose, especially through 1 and 2. But again, amazing recovery. You are certainly not out of the fight to make this postseason. And we were talking about how we're rooting for you next week, Eric. Let's go ahead and get that dub in Vegas and just mix up this whole playoff system. Why the hell not? Great job today, though, man. Fun watching you recover. Fun watching you progress as a driver these past couple seasons. You've came already such a long way, and I said it today, you do have the it factor, and it's been really fun to see. So great job. Thank you for being our doubleheader driver today. So cool to see a driver in both the DDRL ARCA race and the Cup Series race here in MRL back-to-back on the same network. You held that flag for us today, and you carried it well. So thank you, Eric. Great job today. Any shout-outs you want to give before we let you out of here?
Way to put me on the spot. I don't think so. I don't know. I'll probably think of something as soon as you drop me out of here. But yeah, no, I don't.
I want to thank myself.
I want to thank Pony Up Motorsports.
There you go.
Yeah, the Sunday team really be coming through even on Mondays. They don't know it. And then I think I would also like to thank Matt Novella, because that man every week is telling me how to run this stuff, and that's really, really working out.
Matt is a sweetheart, and yep, I believe you 100%, Eric. So that's awesome. Also, I'll stump you again. I'm not sure if you heard the broadcast. Do you know that you and me have hung out in person before? Did you know that?
No, I actually have no idea.
My wife told me that you and I didn't. I promise I didn't know either. My wife told me we hung out at Phoenix a couple years ago.
Did we?
Yeah, I'll be there again this weekend. So hopefully you're going too, man.
No, I will not be there this weekend, but...
Boo. Doesn't want to watch Larson win a championship, Jerry. Well,
it's going to be Denny Hamlin. Denny Hamlin or Byron.
William
Byron.
Great talking to you, Eric. Love you, man. Have a good one, man. Always a pleasure.
Right.
Get him the hell out of my booth.
Good run, Eric.
Good job, Eric.
Thanks.
I have a picture of that guy.
That was fun. That was fun.
Oh man, it was like, if that was put in the spot, I was like, let me one up that a bit and make it even worse.
Mm-hmm. You're like, no, you got to go.
Yeah,
all right,
Denny Hamlin. Oh my god.
Yeah, no, like we're not hearing that.
That's the worst one.
Yeah, we're gonna mute him. All right, I ain't pulling for a Toyota. All right, here we go. Let's bring in our third place finisher. It's gonna be Grant Applegate. Grant, you got your ears on. You got Mean Gene and Zach in the booth.
Yes, I do.
Well. You continue to move up the mountain. How was today? Because you saw someone else get screwed from the pole, so that had to feel good. It wasn't you. But then a little bit of interesting strategy. Did you take 2 tires at the beginning?
So I think we had a caution on like lap 6, and then there was another one on like 15. On the caution on 15, I was like, if I pit here, I only have to pit 2 more times. So I might as well use the tires, because my whole hope was that it went green. That obviously didn't happen. But if it did go green, then wasting the set of tires at the earliest part of the race wouldn't have mattered. So I was just, again, thought process was it was going to go green. Looking back on it, I obviously shouldn't have done that. But yeah, so I don't know. It worked out in the end, so happy about that.
It did. You had a fun time on that outside lane, though, man. How many times do you think the right side of your car touched the wall?
Oh, I felt like I did pretty good, honestly. I mean, considering how much I was running next to the wall, yeah, the fact that I only got into it 10, 20 times, considering 130-some lap race, probably 10 to 20 times, I think.
Well, we took the Chantilly Lace in-car cam with you around the track a few times, just showing us the bubble. The Kyle Larson described bubble. Definitely saw that kind of action up there. Great race. You had to move through traffic a few times, and then you did, because of the cycle, you skipped tires that one time. It was a little painful. You started from the front, went straight backwards, but then you got the tires on at the end, battled through traffic for that 3rd place. Tell me though, Bollinger and Iverson today, are those 2 guys just in a zone of trying to kill each other, and y'all are victims, or are they just both dialed in and just choosing the same line?
So kind of 2 things happened in my opinion. The first thing was obviously I pitted on lap 17 to make it to the end, so I was saving gas the entire time. So I never really pushed it to figure out what the limit was. I practiced what I practiced, but in my practice, we never gotten as dark as it did during the race. So I just was about half a tenth to a tenth off, because I would never pushed it. They were up front racing the entire time, pushing it, finding the limit, and I just didn't really know where the limit was. And then the second problem was the top kind of just disappeared for some reason. I've kept trying to run it there at the end, and I kind of migrated back to the bottom with everybody else, because it was no longer working. And I guess the track got cold enough that the bottom was gripped up enough that you couldn't get the run anymore off the top.
Well, you made the top work about as good as anybody else tonight. Very exciting to watch. Grant, I got good news and bad news for you, though. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right. Good news is you overtook Steve Lewis in the champion in the points, the regular season points. Bad news is you're still 11 behind Jack Sanders.
And that's with Fisher still being in the points?
That's the 12th. That is the 12th spot. I'm going to look up here.
I said the thing.
11 points. All right, so that's the bad news. You're 11 points out of 12. And you only made up 7 today, and you made 5 up on Jack Sanders. So that's the bad news. You ready for the good news?
If it's Jordan not making the rest of the season, then I already know.
It is that. Well, the fans don't know. The fans don't know. We mentioned Jordan Fisher's work schedule change, and it is official now. Jordan has given up his playoff run, so that spot is open now. So that means, Grant, you assume that playoff spot. Right now, you are the last person in. But keep in mind, Grant, you're 11 behind Jack. And if all of a sudden somebody like an Eric Gambrell or a Hunter Hall or a Steve Lewis, who could have won that race, come through, you're the guy on the hot seat. How's that? That's good and bad news, right?
Yeah, it's good and bad news. My main thing is, honestly, I just still thinking I just got to go out and win the race, to be honest. If I don't wreck, I finish top 3. So yeah, I just got to win a race.
Now, keeping that in mind, though, is it you're not really in a checker or wrecker situation statistically. right? You could,
No,
you could
yeah,
just
yeah,
ride around.
it's more just the mindset type deal to put myself up front and honestly just in a position to keep somebody else from winning. Like
Yeah,
if
I
I
don't-
win the race, then I guarantee it. So
I-
I'd rather.
I know what that feels like, Gene. That happened to us in MRL this very league on this past Thursday. The only guy who couldn't win was Andrew Bullender, and guess who won?
Oh, I'm gonna guess the 24 came through.
Yeah, he did, just like he did on Sunday. And I was the one outside looking in, so I could not agree more with Grant there.
Well, I have a strong feeling that you are going to be there knocking on that door, looking for that first win of the year here in your rookie season. Great run today. You did what you needed to do. You got the podium. You moved past Louis and find yourself in that final playoff spot. Can't wait to see what you do next week at Vegas. Anybody you want to give a shout out to here today?
Just as always, people put on the show. I say it every week, but just want to emphasize that enough to where they hopefully get my feelings of how much I enjoy being here and racing and getting watched broadcast and all that. Because I mean, in this league specifically, there were so many times tonight where like somebody would catch you or somebody would catch you or you would catch somebody and they would just get out of your way. You would catch them from pretty far back and people move over because that's what you should do, in my opinion. It's a respect thing. And this is the only league I run in where that happens. Every other league, everybody's fighting for every spot like it's a lead. And I've never understood racing like that. You're just burning your own tires up and neither one of us are going to end up winning. So just appreciate everybody who races here and gives the extra bit of space. Especially, I know, long-winded, I'm sorry, but I had a race on Saturday where if somebody would have given an extra 6 inches, I wouldn't have gotten dumped from third. But somebody was pushing it as hard as possible, net code happened, and we ended up wrecked. And just stuff like that's frustrating because, like, we all know net code's a thing. Come on, give 6 inches. I don't know what's so hard about that sometimes.
It's really difficult.
Yeah. Well, if I had $1 for every time I heard that, too, Jesus Christ.
This is why no one can be the booth with us, me and Gene. Give us one sentence and we can't help ourselves. But I agree with him. Preach, my brother. I completely agree, and very, very proud. Honestly, me and Gene, it's kind of a VRN thing because it's contagious amongst this network, and I could not agree more with everything Grant just said.
Well, I think it's just a byproduct of what the admins put together, the what the league is trying to do. Last week people could have said maybe Colin deserved a penalty, maybe Tony deserved a penalty, but guess what? The two dudes are throwing punches at each other. What are you going to do? Penalize both of them? I mean, I guess you could, but they only took themselves out. But when you see people do egregious things that affect the rest of the race, that's really when you see them step in. And I do love the adjustment that they made of let's let the iRacing call the cautions. It just takes that pressure off, and any conflict of interest suddenly goes right out the window. Anyway, back to our driver. Congratulations, third place. Can't wait to see what you do at Vegas, man. Go have a nice cold one. You deserve it, my friend.
Great run, Grant.
I appreciate it. And hey, just letting you know, third place. I wanted it so bad just to talk to y'all. So thank you for having me.
That's
all right.
I used to always feel that way too. Me and June racing. I was like, I can't have fourth. I want that interview.
Got to get that.
So that
interview.
means a lot.
Well, speaking of interviews, guess who we got now?
Oh, my favorite. I'm excited I get to do this one. Get him.
Got him.
Tony, we got you, my friend.
You got me.
Well, okay. First of all, you're obviously on the air, so let's just get that out in the open.
Cow patty.
But no, we
Intercourse.
You'll I think enjoy this broadcast. I mean, there's so much to this, Tony, to where I don't want to make assumptions. I'd rather just hear it straight from the horse's mouth. What happened today? From your perspective, I should say. Because we only know yours so far.
Okay. All right. Well, I knew I was going to be pretty decent when I saw everybody's times in practice and stuff. So, I came in knowing that I never qualified the best. So I was like pretty happy with, I think I was 6th. So I was like, all right, that's cool, when I got out on track with everybody, the dirty air was as expected, but I had kind of already kind of thought of ways I was going to race around it. So I was racing, and lo and behold, it's me, my teammate Thornton, and no bulge Inger. And so I knew from the last time that me and Colin raced on a track like this that we were pretty evenly matched, and that the clean air was going to be really important. And what you had to, like, the rubber you needed to use to get to that clean air was also going to be really important too. It was going to be a really fine balancing act to not burn it up to get to the front, and then just, you know, get loose or something and give it back. Yeah, so I was just trying my best to kind of manage all of that. And then there's one point where we're going into the corner, and I'm giving him like a lane and a half, and he doors me. And I'm thinking in my mind, I'm like, this idiot, you know, he drove so stupidly last week. And I'm thinking, you know, from past times that we've raced, I was like, I know his brain works. So, like, what are we doing, you know? And it just ticked me off. I felt like I was racing him really clean. I was trying my best to forget how ridiculous last week was. Like, I knew from last week that he was a BITCH, but
Very nice.
I didn't think it was like at the level of like Walton or something. You know, I was like, okay, you know.
Walton
like,
just catches a stray for absolutely no reason, but I don't hate it.
Oh yeah, he knows he's an idiot too. But you know, these young guys, literally just now in the broadcast.
Oh, you heard that?
Colin
Okay, I was
said
gonna ask.
none of this, or not the broadcast waiting booth, I guess you could say.
Oh, sorry. Okay.
Literally just now, he said he doesn't care about this. It's just a game, you know, all the typical I'm a really cool young guy stuff. He proved in the Discord that he's unable to read like 2 sentences if it's in reference to anything negative he's done. I mean, the guy's not a class act. Let's just say that. So when I was throwing blocks on him earlier, like, I burnt my stuff up trying to get in front of everybody. The dirty air, you just have to drive so hard to get to the front. So I got to the front. I was trying to kind of manage my gap, and you know, I knew that I burnt up the tires, and the gap was staying pretty good because I was trying to throw the air back at him. But then I got loose coming out of the corner, and I'm thinking, like, he knows I'm going to try to block him, you know. And in all the scenarios where him and his teammate have thrown just the stupidest blocks on me over and over, I always let off and drive into the corner to live another day. I should have known after last week that he was going to pull the I was about to cuss. Oh, but I should have known that he wasn't going to do anything. But but I should have known that he was going to do what he did. You know, slid me through the track. I tried so hard not to ruin anybody's race because I felt like it was all on me that even happened. At that point, when you're racing against somebody that's that much of a dumbass, you kind of have to start doing the smart things yourself and be the bigger driver. And that's where I messed up. I think I could have lived to fight another day. You know, I could have just, you know, if he would have came and like went to the top side, he was already running the middle in 3 and 4, so I would have gave it to him. I was just blocking all the way to the bottom because of what the because where my rubber was at. I
Because
wasn't
who
going
you're
to try to
racing
run
to.
him at the bottom. Yeah, I mean, everybody knows I drive to the bottom, so I figured, you know, I'm going to go all the way down there. I'm going to give myself a shallow entry. He'll go back to the middle of the corner, and this is what it's going to be. But he decided to wreck me, probably because I made light of how he pretty much wrecks anybody that's faster than him. So, yeah.
I mean,
that's kind of where I'm at with it. You know, I feel disrespected. I feel like the league has been disrespected by him with his just a game comments and how much he doesn't care. But I love this league and I love this sim, and I have a lot of passion for this, and I do care. So I don't like it when people are acting like that. Like I said, it just shows maturity. Yeah, not every tool in the toolbox is useful.
No, I mean, you covered a lot of what I was going to talk to you about. Yeah, first off, I don't agree with that either. It's funny when you said that, and a joke that, or an AI song I wrote says, "This ain't no damn game." So you're right, it's not. It's real to me, damn it. I agree, though. This is real, and we talked about all the things you just covered right now, Tony. I'll tell you this right now. Me and Gene were on different pages about the first incident. The second one, yeah, you drove across his nose. I understand why you threw the block, but yeah, that's what happened. But another thing we talked about is the age difference between you and Colin, and it's so different watching the way you two approach racing as a whole, and also racing on the track, right? The mentality and the physical part of it. And we've talked a lot about how much you found a way somehow to improve. Colin, as young as he is, do you feel at a disadvantage or an advantage racing someone younger than you? Like, I'm the same age, around the same age as you. I think we're the same age. And Colin, very, very young. The maturity obviously is its own thing, but what's it like trying to, I guess, stay in the same level as guys that probably aren't in their prime yet, like we may be?
Oh, I think of him as a little kind of like a little Ty Gibbs, where I'm more on the Denny Hamlin level.
That's actually a really good way to look at it. That's me, not me, Gene.
I mean, Ty Gibbs doesn't win races, so I'll give Colin that. But yeah, no, like, and this is the thing too. I just have to say this in light of the way my interview went, or is going. I respect his ability. Like, he drives me to go faster. I want to be faster because of racing against him. I respect what he's able to do. But I no longer feel like I have fun racing against him. I told him that in the chat, and he said, "Oh, I don't care. You think what you think about me matters to me." He was just playing like I'm so cool, I don't care kind of thing. And that's fine, dude. I have no problem admitting that this matters to me. If it doesn't matter to him and he's here to, mess it up for people that do like it or whatever, I don't understand that. I think it does matter to him. I think if it was the other way around, he'd be pissed off. And I think his approach to it is just, like I said, it shows his immaturity because he's not able to see it, the broad, picture here. Like, a lot of the guys in this league really care about this. And I mean, I don't even understand how we have people in this league that are passionate about the leagues that they're in, run more than one, and also are helping out on the production side with VRN and MRL. It's just like, well, there's people here that really care. And then, you got other people that don't even stay in the Discord after they ruin somebody's race, or, when a veteran of the league, a past champion, is trying to have a discussion with you and you can say, "Oh, that's too much for me to read." I mean, dude, nobody thinks you're cool. It's disrespectful. Like, I respect this, and I feel like it's insulting the way that he doesn't. But that also just ticks me off more when he wins, because I'm like, you don't even care, like, if that's what he says. But like I said, he does. He's just not mature enough to admit it, and I get that. So I've been that person before too. I remember my first beer. So yeah.
I mean, yeah, he does care because he's here every week. He's a defending champion, and he has nearly perfect attendance, so he definitely cares.
I told him, I'm like, dude, you race on a schedule. I was like, if this is just a game to you, that's a pretty weird way of looking at you.
Yeah, I play video games when I have free time. My schedule works around iRacing, exactly. But with all that said, Tony, I mean, it's becoming clear cut. I mean, first of all, the best rivalry, you guys are making the Panzarella Owens rivalry look like it was nothing. Because this is, I think, the best rivalry MRL's ever seen. And how do you approach it going forward? Now this will be the last thing I'll ask you, is we're going to Vegas next week, your home track. Obviously you consider your home track, right?
Yeah.
So I try, that means a lot to you. But I don't want to say a meaningless win, but you're very clearly going to make the playoffs. I know these past races haven't gone the way you've wanted to in terms of visiting victory lane as often as you feel like you should have. But what are your priorities right now in terms of one race left to go in the regular season? Then we enter these playoffs. How do you How do you, because I've been there too, how do you manage a rivalry like that while entering a really important race important time of the postseason?
For me, look, honestly, I'm more disappointed about last week than just what now happened. I really wanted that 3 in a row at Indy, and I know that I was the only person that could pass in the dirty air. I showed it all night. I was the only one who could stay right on somebody's bumper, whether it was Colin or anybody else. I was the only one that could deal with it because I thought about it too much. I was obsessed. And so the way that race ended, it just really got to me. So I started this race driving a little bit angry, but I settled in. I tried to settle in anyway, and it seemed like I was probably just overdriving a tiny bit the entire race. So I'm gonna try to be as reflect. I'm just gonna reflect on this the best I can. Next week's track is very similar, but I do like that track a little bit better. That's where we had our championship race where I ran him down from like 2 seconds back past him and then got loose right in front of him and got wheel damage. So I'll never forget that every time. Even when I went to the actual like in real life Vegas race,
you saw the corner, like, damn you!
I saw that corner and I'm like, I cannot believe I lost it right there, dude. Like I did everything right and then lost it, But yeah, no, like I said, there's been so many good moments racing with Colin, but I mean, the Michigan moment, like I said, the way he handled that when it happened, I thought differently of him. I really did. And even when he ran through me at Dover last season, I got really mad and everything. And then, during the race, he blamed it on me. But even afterwards, he came and he said, hey, man, I probably did drive through you a little bit. Like, I just feel like something's changed. I don't know. Ever since that Indy run through that he did, he's still convinced that I drove him into the wall at Indy when he plainly hit it by himself right in front of me. So I don't know what's going to happen from here on out. I just know that I'm going to try to focus on it a lot less because I think it made me drive a tiny bit too hard tonight. And I'm just going to try to get back in my zen for Vegas.
Well, me and Gene are going to have an amazing time calling in the booth because you guys are delivering all types of drama. It's like The Bachelor up here. We're loving it. But you guys, it's been great. And genuinely, you said all those things about Indy just now, and I thought you were even better today, my man. Like, I loved your long run your long run line. I loved your discipline on entry. I thought you had the best understanding of the track today. I was the most impressed with that 13 I think I've been all season, and that's saying a lot. So, I mean, thank you for always putting on a show. Thank you for always being here. Everything you do for VRN. That hood logo looked amazing today. And thank you for talking to us after what I'm sure was a frustrating race for you. But yeah, I guess the one thing, and I've been exactly where you are right now. And I've been in those moments where you hit that moment where you're like, I fool me once, shame on me, fool me twice. I can't keep my same opinion. And I've hit that breaking point. It's going to be interesting to see how the season pans out between, I think, the two best drivers in this league right now. I mean, we just look. Grant, do you know the Jordan Fisher news?
No, I just know he hasn't been here for 2 weeks, so that's all I know.
He has stepped out of the postseason.
Oh my God! So, wow, that is huge. Actually,
it's you and Colin right now, and Grant pretty comfortably now looking at a playoff spot. Based on what happens next week in Vegas, we'll see. Applegate, obviously a very, very strong driver, but you and Colin, the class of the field the past month or so. Yeah, it's glad I got to do that with real time, and it was actually good news for you. But amazing job today, Tony. Genuinely incredible recovery to end up in second place after honestly, what looked like race-ending injury or race-ending damage. Go ahead with whatever you're gonna say, and any shots you want to give.
Oh, I know what he's gonna say. He wants that smoke. You want that smoke.
I do. Like I honestly am not happy about Fisher not being. This feels like David Cook 2.0 because it seems like every time I get to race against somebody who's fast and
clean.
I mean, the way Fisher pulled us at Darlington was insane. I am not happy about this, because the other reason I'm not happy about it isn't just because of the competition and you know, Fisher's such a nice guy, man.
So nice.
But he could have been a buffer between me and Colin, if I'm being dead honest.
Yeah, honestly, yeah.
So that's wow. Okay, that changes everything.
It's a work thing, so he's not leaving MRL by any means. It was just a matter of not wanting to take a playoff spot that he knew he wouldn't be able to likely protect.
No, he's an honorable guy.
No more Jordan Fisher. Probably, I'm sure he may come and go this season, but not in the points for you guys. I completely agree. Class act Fisher is incredibly clean and fast driver, someone that we were so excited to have. And by no means is it over, but it does open this season very much.
It definitely changes everything. I'll agree with that.
But yeah, anyone you want to give a shout to, Tony, besides just awesome run today?
Oh, man. The wife, first and foremost, as always. You know, I only get one league night a week, and it's because I got a lot going on. And even on this one night, she still puts a lot aside for me to be able to come and race. So, you know, I could never sell that short. And then you guys, VRN, I was so happy to get that logo thrown on the hood. It just felt like it belonged. And, you know, MRL for just such a fun league, you know, a league that I really care about and a sim that I really care about. It's just, you know, awesome to be with a group of like-minded guys, and these broadcasts are so fun to watch. Like, I feel like I'm getting away with just absolute murder on Monday nights because I get to race this league, watch the broadcast, and then I'm a big Kill Tony fan, and that comes out new on Mondays too. So it's just like, with my new night shift hours, I just literally stay up all night just eking. It's great. So, yeah, I think that's, oh, and you know, the Hustlers, we cemented our points lead a little bit more tonight. I'm hoping we can keep that going. 3 of the top 5 were all high side Hustlers tonight. So that's what we like to see from the team, you know, point of things. So, yeah.
Hell yeah, Tony. Great job today. And yeah, I mean, from the driver's perspective, or to a driver, thank you for always, the reason our broadcasts, I think, are good, fun for you to watch, and hopefully others, is because drivers like you, I can say whatever I want about you if I don't like something that happened, and I don't have to explain it to you in the DMs later. You were a driver with a ton of pride, and that goes a long way, and I respect that a ton. And you definitely are a staple of this league, and we're very lucky to have you. So great job today, Tony.
Thanks, guys. Likewise.
All right, Mean Gene. This will be a fun interview.
Spicy margarita right there.
Yeah.
Not holding back. You know, there is respect on the track for the ability, but definitely some sore nerves. What would you call that? Inflamed.
Yeah, I mean, like, we're about to bring in
little
Colin,
bit of inflammation.
Right now it's pretty hot, but we're about to throw some ghost peppers into it because we're bringing in the other guy.
I tell you what, I think it's about that time. Hey, Colin, Mean Gene, Zach up in the booth. You got your ears on, brother?
Yes, sir, guys. What's going on?
Guess what Tony said?
Congratulations. Guess what Tony's this mother. First of all, congratulations, Colin. Second win of the year, growing your lead for the regular season. You got to feel good about what's happening right now with that 53 Toyota team.
Oh yeah, no, I feel great. I mean, tonight was a great run. Don't get wrong, we had the clutch up there at the end and make a run through the field. But I mean, even all night long, I felt like we had the best car. We were able to get, after that first incident, I don't know really what happened with the leader. We just kind of got caught with him. We were so tight together. But we drove back to the field. I think we only restarted like 6th or 7th. Everybody pitted, but no, I felt like all race long we were able to pull away. Even in the long run, I was able to control the car really well compared to others, and we got lucky with the caution because I think we didn't pit like on lap 25 or so, and that really screwed us, and we were going to be out of the race. But I think one of the, I don't know who, I don't want to say names, I don't know who caused the caution, but I will thank them because that gave us a chance at this win tonight. So.
Well, and then the decision-making ability. 9 drivers, 10 drivers choosing to take the 4 tires there on that last caution pit stop, you being one of them. 9 drivers not choosing to do so. We saw Vulpes fade. We saw Kevin Kyle fade, a lot of big names, but you made that call there. Were you convinced it was going to go green and that was the move at the time? Did you feel like you were taking a chance? I mean, what was the thought process going into that last pit stop?
I mean, it was kind of a weird spot. I think when the caution came out, we had 35 to go, so it's like, if you're gonna pit, why only take 2? It's 35 to go is long, especially at Chicagoland. It's a tire eating track. So I mean, I was like, I'm okay if some guys want to take 2. I'm taking the 4, and I mean, in the first 3 or 4 laps of the run, you noticed that we drove right through the guys that only had 2 or none, and then we were kind of battling with the guys that ended up actually having tires there. So I thought it was the right call, and obviously it ended up being the correct call.
And you had to feel really good about your ability to make your tires last. We saw the speed of Eric Thornton, the 1 car, but it just seemed like at some point his car would get loose. We saw it happen to him repeatedly. Were you expecting that move to happen again and just knew he didn't have the same long run ability as you?
I mean, in those first couple runs there when we were racing, I think it was me, Iverson, and Thornton there, and they were kind of ganging up on me, which, you know, we're okay with that. We were having a good time, but I noticed that too. They would start getting a little loose, a little earlier than what I thought, and even into that last run there, I kind of just sat there and waited. Like, I was getting a lot of dirty air, so I was being extra patient in the corner, and then finally, like you said, he started getting loose, and I felt like after I passed him, it was going to be pretty clear, and I think we had that other caution, which brought, I think, the 13 back up there, and then we had to kind of get away from him. But yeah, no, I'm honestly just lost. I'm tired, and you guys took a little too long.
hey,
no,
not our fault.
That's what she said.
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding, guys.
So yeah, you brought it up. So let's dive into that. Do you consider yourself Cal Yarborough or the Allison brothers in this situation?
That's a question.
Who are those guys?
Yeah.
No, I'm kidding.
He's like 5 years old, dude. He has no idea. He doesn't know what the learner is.
Yeah, put that in current day terms.
Are you Kyle Busch or are you Ricky Stenhouse?
Still too old.
You wearing the Daisy? Are you wearing the Daisy Dukes and bringing your dad to the fight? That's what I want.
I still have my diaper on yet, actually, but no, I don't know. I mean, I'm trying to think.
It's inevitable, right?
How long have you been
inevitable?
How long have you been driving, Colin?
Driving like just on the sim?
Yeah, on the sim.
I think I've had my account since 2021, but I think I actually started racing like 2023.
It factor, June. It factor.
So yeah, I mean it's bound to happen. You got 2 different driving styles, but even at the end of last year, going into this year, both of you guys is showing front of the pack speed. I think it's inevitable that you get into each other. Last week was really a time where we saw the repeated contact between the 2 of you, which ended up with him in the wall, costing both of you the opportunity to win. This week, a little bit more contact. The second one to me looked like he just kind of blocked you and continued to come down. I mean, you basically went down into the apron on that one, right?
Yeah, I mean, listen,
we're looking at it now here.
Last week, I can't see, but I'll take your word for it. But
below the apron,
it was weird. Like last week, I wasn't even really so concerned with that. We raced good all night so far to that point.
It was fierce.
And but it was good. I felt like it was clean, and we raced good. And I think he blocked me once. I think he actually got loose off exit, and I checked up hard, and I hit him off too. I went down. He blocked me once. I went down again. And we were already down there. I said no. I refused, and he'll be upset, and he can be. But he says we hit the wall last week, but he still ended up left hooking me into the fence and giving me damage anyway. So, I mean, I don't know. Like you said, we race hard together, and I'm one to race hard regardless. So, and he's already, before I was even here, had a little reputation to run, with his eyes closed. So. It's just how it's going to be, I guess. Sometimes we're going to hit, and that's shit's going to happen. I'm sorry.
Is it fun? Yeah. Is it fun?
Oh, I love it.
I mean, it's better to win a race with a little bit of metal, a little bit of paint from the other car on your car than to just win by 11 seconds, right?
listen. At the end of the day, we are getting on here to play a simulator because I can't say the other word. Play a simulator, and everybody loves Dale Earnhardt until they get Dale Earnhardt. So that's just the type. That's what I'm gonna say.
Terry Labonte put up with it. He just said, that's Dale being Dale. Well, Colin, I appreciate what's happening. The other thing I'm going to ask you before you go, though, we did mention the presence of Thornton for Tony out there. David Owens, not really a factor today, but so many other races, David Owens is a factor. Andrew continues to get top fives, but he's not in that group. Last week we saw Daniel Plant Smith. I know you're buddies with him. He was in here. We also have seen a few appearances by Sean Walton, who has top 5 speed. Are you going to put the press on those guys come playoff time for a little help?
No, never, because even when they're here, I don't beg them for anything. They don't beg me for nothing. We're racing. That's the difference. I mean, even though they're my teammates and my friends and whatever, I race them and they race me, and that's how we like it. That's the whole reason we're here.
Noble concept.
We're not just gonna pull out of the way like somebody did tonight and let their teammate try to run us down. But we'll leave that there.
Oh, wow. He spun Colin. He got all types loose.
It was.
If he intentionally did that, that was impressive.
Well, Colin, it's all in good fun. Again, not, it is something that we donate our time to. It is something that we do practice, take seriously. But as you said, there's bigger things in the world going on than turning my simulator wheel left and right periodically. Yeah. But still, it is fun for us, the viewers, to watch, and I'm glad, to see this, and I'm glad that the two of you are getting to put this rivalry together. There was Jeff Gordon and Dale Earnhardt made such a fun show in NASCAR. Richard Petty had such a good run against Allison, and now for us, we're getting to watch this Bollinger-Iverson showdown. So I appreciate you being a part of that.
Yes, sir.
And it's just been fun to watch, and I continue to applaud the saves and ability that the both of you do have in the more exciting parts of this race. Anybody you want to give a shout out to here today?
No, just Team Delusional Racing, and Daniel Plant Smith, Bolander, Walton, even though he wasn't here. I know you want him here. He just don't show up. I don't know why.
It's my boy. Stop it.
That's my boy. I know. I just don't know where he's at. He said he was tired at 9:30, so whatever. He went to bed.
He's wrestling too. He's watching wrestling, man.
That is, you were right. He was watching wrestling. You got me. But no, just those guys, and you guys for sitting up here and putting on a good show and watching us beat the crap out of each other. Sorry, beat the crap out of each other.
Oh, good stuff. Well, Colin, congratulations. Second win of the year in the playoffs, of course, and very close to wrapping up that regular season championship. Can't wait to see what you do next week at Las Vegas. Go have yourself a cold one or a hot one, whichever you prefer. You have earned it, my friend.
Congrats, Colin.
Thank you.
Wow, Gene, awesome rivalry. Awesome to hear from both of those guys. And, it's funny, hearing just the difference in perspectives, right? Or the same words, but they're taken so much differently by different drivers, right?
I love that the younger guy also is just whatever, chill.
Cool. Must be nice. The
older guy is
I can relate as the older guy. I can relate as the older guy in that situation.
It's so fun. It's so fun to watch. But again, how blessed are we, though, to see this happen? So often you're watching iRacing, especially at this level, and somebody just gets out to that big lead and they win by 5 seconds, or they're lapping 2/3 of the field. That wasn't happening tonight. Every driver out there was battling to stay on the lead lap. Every driver out there is battling for their playoff lives. And at the end, what do we get? We get a great show of watching these dudes bang, trading metal out there. And it's just really an awesome show for us as well as the viewers at home. Guys at home, you got to appreciate what you're seeing out here today. And now you're getting a little free rivalry out of the thing too, so hey, that's good TV.
Oh, it really is, Gene. I mean, like, always so proud of the broadcast that you and I especially put on here on Monday nights, but 90% of it is the drivers, the rivalries, and the talent out on track that makes our jobs the easiest in the world. I think we come off, me especially, I mean, you're far better than me, but as better broadcasters than I really am, because it's just so easy to call this action. The stories write themselves. The drama is right there for the taking. And I also
look at this drama. Look at this on screen right here.
Just doing the old Denny Hamlin to Alex Bowman from a couple of years ago at Martinsville. Gotta love it.
He's like, hey, buddy, what are you doing?
You're not doing donuts. You can celebrate, but you're not doing donuts. Like, you can be happy, but you're not doing donuts. And Iverson doing what he could. Doesn't work as well on the sim.
And here comes Grant, who has no idea what's happening.
That's actually Bolander being like, can I just make this problem more contentious?
Are we celebrating? Like, no, we are not.
Just slaps him. But one thing I do love that Iverson said, and we've kind of alluded to me and Owens' rivalry, and it was the exact same thing, as in that respect is what you need as the common denominator in a good rivalry. I had that moment where I was like, I can't look at him the same way anymore. With the respect of a driver and someone that can beat me doesn't change. It just motivates you more. And in a weird way, it makes you not like them more, but like them more as a race car driver because you're happy they exist. And I think that's what's happening between Tony and Colin right now. I'll tell you this much, it's far more contentious than anything that I went through with Owens over on Thursday nights. But this is insane between two unbelievably talented drivers, especially like what we alluded to. Fisher out the picture for playoff racing as far as that's concerned. Makes things a little bit crystal clear between these two. And they've just, like I think Iverson also alluded to, this type of rivalry forces you to step up. It forces you to be better, or else you have to look yourself in the mirror and know you lost to someone that you were desperate not to.
I mean, the other best part about this is it's playoffs. It is going to be a Final Four at Kentucky. And if those two guys decide they're going to throw haymakers at the wrong moment, you could watch a Kevin Kyle sneak into the Final Four and win a championship. You could watch a Bolander. You could watch an Eric Thornton get one win and it be at Kentucky and say, thanks, boys.
Exactly. Bolander, Thornton. Volpus is such a threat. We can watch him win a championship tomorrow. On this very network. Volpus will be racing for a championship tomorrow. You've got to know that he'll be full of confidence. He's able to get that done, and he has been lights out on Tuesday nights. Michael Mata, he is so strategic, and you are so right about that, Mean Gene. All the way down this list, past who's going to even make the playoffs. Anyone that will be on the outside looking in that could somehow race their way in at Vegas is a threat. And that is what I keep shoving down the throats of Iverson and Bollinger, just thinking this league is not bad enough to where you can drive like that against each other and still win races and still be dominant the way you need to be. This is cute right now during the regular season, but when we get to the playoffs and one bad race, one late spin out by one of them losing their temper, that's all. We saw that with so many drivers leading up to this Cup Championship coming up in real life with NASCAR this weekend. One bad race, and it's like the whole thing never happened.
That was a question I kind of wanted to ask both of them, but I didn't want to insinuate or accuse them of driving extra aggressively with each other. But will their style change on those elimination races? Because you can't jerk around. I mean, look at the bottom of the guys that are in this thing right now. Just look at the bottom three. Applegate is in. That guy's knocking on the door, just podium. What's he got? 5 top 5s?
Yep, in a row, I think.
Besides Jack Sanders. Jack Sanders won a championship in season 2. Jose Medina had 3 top 5s, I want to say, in the Premier Cup last year. And God knows what he would have done without the Oculus, freezing up on him. He's putting this together with a couple of DNFs because of the Oculus on him. So Dalton Geyer, I mean, it's his real first Cup year, but we've seen he knows what to do in the front of the group. And he definitely was driving very smart today around loose cars and managed to pass them late in the race. So all of these people know how to win. They know how to get to the front of the field. And if you decide that you're going to play poke and choke there at the end, they're going to zip on by you, and you might not even make a Final Four.
Yeah, such a good point. Yeah, you have guys like Dalton Guy or Kevin Kyle who have been doing a lot of points racing lately, right? Neither of them with a win, but man, they just come out and they do what they have to do to be comfortably in this point situation. And then we go down a couple spots. We get Jack Sanders, who is the guy ahead of Grant Applegate. God forbid if Lewis, Hall, Beverly, Gambrell, I believe that, and or Hillman, Clausen wins next week, they are out. One of those two is out. Jack Sanders was a champion 2 seasons ago in this very league. That is how delicate this situation is right now, especially for those guys in the bottom. Man, talking about Grant Applegate again, because I just cannot get enough of this guy since we've had the pleasure of having him in.
That's what she said.
Oh boy. I mean, not. Yeah, it is. But I mean, if there's one silver lining about, I mean, there's no silver lining about us losing Fisher for the playoffs, but he did give us Grant Applegate, and we are so thankful for that. Because look at that top 5 and top 10 column right there, me and Gene. Grant Applegate has 8 starts. He has never finished outside the top 5 when he gets a top 10. He's never finished 6th to 10th. He is broke or nothing. And that is so dangerous in the postseason. When I look at a driver like Grant Applegate and I look at those stats, I think Final Four shoo-in. That's how delicate the situation is. The guy that's about to sneak in 12th place is likely one of the guys that's a favorite to go to the Final Four.
Yep. And we just see him getting better every week, and he knows, he is fully aware of his situation. And he's not overdriving. He's just capitalizing on those opportunities and making decisions, that have benefited him and moved him up and up and up. And now here he is. He's in that playoff picture. So we'll just have to see. And let's look at bring that back up. Let's look at bonus points, playoff points.
Yeah, that's going to be interesting as well. That's a really, really good point to bring that up. And the guys with the obvious advantage, no surprise there, are going to be Bollinger, Iverson, and, well, Fisher, unfortunately, not going to be there. Man, would he have a lion's share of playoff points if he was. Another guy you can't count out, though, me and Gene, is Andrew Bollinger is right up there with Tony Iverson. And, again, we're talking points race, and we're talking good finishes. And I feel horrible that we haven't mentioned his name yet. Look who's in between Bollinger and Iverson. We're spending all this time talking about those two, completely ignoring the guy who is also an MRL champion, and Matt Novella.
Yeah, Matty, he'd get it done. Do it for Cam, bud. He's going to do it for Cam.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Mr. Scatterbo's one ankle down right now.
Those bonus points, Mean Gene, like you had said, alluded to. Look how close that's going to be.
Yep, and then 10 for Grant. We'll see what he does next week, but that puts him up into 9th going into this thing.
Yeah, it does.
8th. That puts him in 8th.
Not counting what he does next week, which he'll be fast. He might get the pole.
So if he can get a couple of more points right there, that'll put him up ahead of Mata and right there with Vulpes. So
yeah,
going to be interesting. A lot of interest. Going in there, these are the names you're getting used to seeing running up in the top 10. So a bad run could really hurt, and nothing makes a bad run easier than 2 knuckleheads smashing cars together early in the race. So we'll continue to monitor. Yeah, in the middle and in the end. So we'll continue to monitor that. But great racing tonight, Zach. It has been a pleasure to bring this Monday Night Mayhem here, season 5.
Doubleheader, baby.
The double header. We got to see the DDI Race League earlier today. Great job there by Hilltop Bullet. The ARCA series, that'll be back again next week for another exhibition. Never too late to get involved. Reach out here on YouTube. Leave a message. We'll get back with you. You could also get with Zach Panzarella, Alex Hillman, myself, Joe Vulpes, so many names. I mean, basically, if you know anybody that you saw race, send them a message. They'll get it over, and we can get you involved in this. But remember, 2.5K max I rating for the ARCA series. No Mean Genes are going to be running in that one. Don't worry. You'll have a fair chance.
Only Zach Panzarella.
Yeah. You will get a Zach Panzarella, but I won't Mean Gene you. But still, great opportunities there to get a little XP, meet all the guys, and it just opens the door for all of the DDI Bonfire and MRL races there for you. Speaking of Bonfire and MRL, we're going to be broadcasting all week long. Yesterday, we brought you the Sunday Bonfire Cup. Today, we brought you doubleheader, DTI, Arca League, and Monday Night Mayhem. Tomorrow, it's Championship Tuesday. Woo! The Big Trucking Tuesday Truck Series will be decided. Wow, 6 guys. Zach.
6 guys.
6 dudes.
10, really, if you include the best of the rest. I'm so excited for tomorrow.
Yeah, this is going to be wild to see how this thing is going to close out. Of course, Wednesdays have been replaced by the Monday doubleheader. Thursday, Thriller Truck Series. Kevin Kyle going to take us live to see more truck racing action, and then it wraps around. Oh, the playoffs begin. Playoffs. We're still talking about playoffs.
Ask me how I know that one, Gene. Yeah. Playoffs begin there, and I won't be in them as the defending champion. But best of luck to everyone there, and congrats to Andrew Bellender. I lost it. I had the Grant Applegate. Like, if the Gambrel thing happens and Applegate doesn't outpoint Sanders, that's what will happen to him. I was comfortably in the playoffs, and Bellender did. Playoffs? That
you could have won that race, huh?
I could have won that. Oh no! I was on my friend's rig. I think only Andrew Bellender could have won that race. It was a great finish. Props to Bellender.
Anyway, the only way to find out what's going to happen is subscribe. Subscribe to the Vortex Racing Network now. Get your friends, your sister, your brother. That way, if you're at their house partying, you can get that update, watch that race, and you don't need to listen to us. You can just watch it in the background. Who knows? Maybe you'll get to see a T-bone of the race occur right there live on your big screen TV. That is going to wrap us up for tonight, though. Colin Bollinger picks up his 2nd win of the season, firmly entrenched in his playoff run and his championship defense from last year's title. On behalf of myself, Mean Gene Money, Zach Panzarella, I'd like to thank our sponsor, Chantilly Lace Photography. Without them, we wouldn't be making this happen for you at home. Chantilly Lace Photography, 3 locations on the East Coast: Myrtle Beach, Charleston, and Savannah, Georgia. They will come to your event. It's a entire family opportunity and a family business. Krista and Brandon Guerin, give them a call. They can put together your portfolio and take care of all of your memory needs with digital and still photography. Big shout out also to KK Woodscapes. Kevin Kyle putting together trophies for this league, many others, fantasy football, all your needs. If you want a piece of wood, Kevin will lay it down for you. That's going to do it for tonight. We'll see you tomorrow night for Big Truckin' Tuesday when we crown a new season champion. Have a great night. We'll see you tomorrow. And as always, bottoms up and hammer down.